Doupo, outstanding intelligence. Starting by joining the chat group. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 1, Fighting in the Dark, Double Golden Fingers. The stars are endless, and the moon is like a silver plate. Jiama Empire, Wutan City. The back mountain of Xiao's family. Xiao Fan lay on a big rock, looking up at the full moon in the night sky, his eyes a little dazed. It's been 18 years. Ding. The Wanji sign-in system is loading. Loading completed. Do you want to bind? At this moment, a mechanical prompt sound suddenly sounded in Xiao Fan's mind. 18 years. It's finally here. My golden finger. Hearing the mechanical voice of the system in his mind, Xiao Fan was suddenly surprised, turned over and sat up, and said in surprise, "That's right, Xiao Fan is a traveler from Earth. 18 years ago today, Xiao Fan inexplicably traveled to this world and became Xiao Yan's third brother." That's right, it's the third brother, born only a few minutes later than the second brother Xiao Li. Before traveling through time, Xiao Fan was like the handsome reader in front of the screen, and he was also a senior reader, so he was naturally familiar with the system. I, Xiao Fan, also have my own golden finger. It seems that I don't need to hug thighs. Originally, Xiao Fan, who was familiar with the plot, had a very simple idea, that is, to hug the thighs of the future Yan Emperor. After Xiao Yan became Yao Chen's apprentice and began to soar, he would directly obtain some cultivation resources from Xiao Yan to improve himself step by step. After Xiao Yan broke through the Demperor, he would directly activate the Demperor bloodline. At least he would be a Qing. As for taking the bone flame ring from Xiao Yan, Xiao Fan had never thought about it. Although they were reborn through time and space, the blood relationship between the two was not fake at all. Xiao Fan was also embarrassed to snatch the opportunity from his younger brother. Of course, there was another reason, that is, Xiao Fan felt that Xiao Yan's struggle experience was not something that ordinary people could bear. If he took Xiao Yan's path, he might die halfway. The most important point is that Xiao Fan, like his second brother, is of thunder attribute and cannot practice the burning art at all. After planning his life, in order to be more stable, Xiao Fan did not choose to go out with his two brothers to explore the world after the coming-of-age ceremony, but stayed in the Xiao family. The main reason was that Xiao Fan was a little worried. What if his time travel caused a butterfly effect? If something unexpected happened when he was doing mercenary missions with his two brothers, wouldn't that be a big loss? However, Xiao Fan didn't expect that on his 18th birthday, the golden finger came. Xiao Fan didn't hesitate at all and immediately chose to bind the system. Ding. System binding. Binding successful. Ding. Novice rewards have been issued. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the heaven-defying enlightenment. In an instant, Xiao Fan felt that his brain was clearer than ever before. The previous practice was instantly understood and perfected, and there was no more confusion. Great. With this heaven-defying enlightenment, it will not be difficult to practice any martial arts in the future. Sensing the changes in his mind, Xiao Fan nodded with satisfaction and said with joy, "Next, let me try to practice." You started to practice the Zhuan-level advanced martial arts, the thunder art, and suddenly had an epiphany. You perfectly grasped the essence of it and improved it, and deduced the earth-level primary martial arts, the thunder art. This technique was created by you, and the fit is 100%. You are like a fish in water when practicing it. Soon, you have broken through to the 9-star fighter. Xiao Fan's talent is not bad. He broke through to the 8-star fighter a month ago. If he follows the original practice speed, it will take several months to break through to the 9-star fighter. Unexpectedly, because of the enhanced comprehension, after the deduction and upgrading of the technique, a lot of time has been saved. However, Xiao Fan felt that if he wanted to continue to break through to the realm of the fighter, it would not be done in a short time. So he temporarily stopped practicing the fighting technique and began to practice fighting skills. You practiced all the fighting skills you learned, and you had an epiphany again. You integrated the various fighting skills you learned and created the high-level earth-level fighting skill Thunder Palm. This fighting skill was created by you, and the fit is 100%. The power of the fighting skill exceeds the same level of fighting skills. The comprehension is amazing, sensing the extra set of Earth-level techniques and Earth-level fighting skills in his mind. Xiao Fan felt very satisfied. It seems that I can collect more skills and fighting techniques in the future, learn from the strengths of many schools, and perhaps I can deduce and create a heaven-level skill in the future. After experiencing the benefits of the heaven-defined enlightenment, Xiao Fan checked the system's unique attribute panel. Host, Xiao Fan. Number of sign-ins, 1. Each world can be signed in once. Sign-in reward, none. Cultivation, 9-star fighter. Just now, Xiao Fan was only concerned with the surprise, and he had not carefully checked the system functions. At this moment, when he saw the content displayed on the attribute panel, he was suddenly shocked. System, does this mean that I can only sign in once? You are too bad, aren't you? Ding. This system is a sign-in system for all realms. The host can go to the heavens and all realms to sign in. Each world can sign in once, and there is no upper limit to the cumulative number of sign-ins. Hearing the system's response, Xiao Fan couldn't help but roll his eyes. I can't go to other worlds now, so doesn't that mean I can only sign in once? This time, the system did not respond to him again. It seems that the system is unreliable. I have to rely on Emperor Yan to get by. However, this only sign-in opportunity cannot be wasted. If I sign in directly to the level of Doupo, wouldn't it be a big success? Xiao Fan muttered a few words and planned to use up the only sign-in opportunity. Ding. The Wanji chat group invites you. Do you want to join? Yes/no. But at this moment, a new electronic synthesized sound rang in Xiao Fan's mind again. Hearing that sound, Xiao Fan's eyes suddenly lit up. In the novels I read in my previous life, chat groups usually have the function of traveling to other worlds later. The sign-in system and the chat group, when used together, wouldn't it be a big success? While his thoughts were flying, Xiao Fan also directly chose to join the chat group. The next moment, a transparent panel that only Xiao Fan could see appeared in front of him. Wanji chat group. Ding. Xiao Fan joins the chat group. After joining the group, Xiao Fan glanced casually and found that there were already 5 group members before him. They are IP Man, Zhu Yuanzhang, Huang Rong, Yan Lingjai, and the all-knowing and almighty immortal. Among them, the all-knowing and almighty immortal is the owner of the chat group. Xiao Fan knows a little about the others, but he is a little unfamiliar with the all-knowing and almighty immortal. Looking at the name, could he be a charlatan? Xiao Fan is checking the list of group members and is planning to study the functions of this chat group. However, a series of messages rang out in the group. IP Man, welcome newcomers to the group. Zhu Yuanzhang, there are newcomers in the chat group again. Huang Rong, welcome newcomers to the group. I wonder what world did newcomers come from? Yan Lingjai, newcomers send red envelopes. The all-knowing and almighty immortal, welcome newcomers and new books. Please support me, readers. Thank you very much. Chapter 2, Chat Group Function. Your cultivation level source. In the world of demon resurrection, Xiaoxiao was wearing loose pajamas, lying on the bed, revealing her spring light. Seeing a new member joining the group, she checked the basic information of the new member. Group member, Xiao Fan, age, 18, world, Key world, potential, unknown, points, 0. This is one of her permissions as the group owner. Others can only see the names or nicknames displayed by the group members. In addition, let other group members directly display their real names, while she herself displays her nickname. This is also set by Xiaoxiao through the group owner's permissions. Xiao Fan, which work is this character from? Why don't I have any impression? However, Key world should be the world where Emperor Yan is located. Could this Xiao Fan be one of the Xiao family members in Doupo? I have to test it out if I have a chance. Xiaoxiao quickly made up her mind. Xiao Fan, thank you, everyone. Xiao Fan saw the welcome message from everyone and responded casually. After all, more courtesy is better. Xiao Fan was thinking in his heart, and there was new news in the group. The all-knowing and almighty immortal warmly welcome new members to join the group. The group owner will explain the basic functions of the chat group to the new members. The all-knowing and almighty immortal, as the name suggests, The chat group of all worlds can allow people from all worlds to communicate without obstacles. The languages of different worlds will be automatically recognized and converted. The chat group also has the functions of sign-in, red envelope, mall, and world travel. The all-knowing and almighty immortal. The sign-in function is the simplest. You can get points with random values by signing into the group every day. The current highest sign-in points record is 996. The all-knowing and almighty immortal. The red envelope function can issue points and physical objects, and the mall function can use points to exchange items in the mall. The all-knowing and almighty immortal. Points can also be used to improve cultivation. The specific improvement standards are slightly different in different worlds. After explaining the chat group function to Xiao Fan, Xiaoxiao's mouth corners slightly raised, 100 points in hand. Explaining the group function to new members will get a reward of 100 points, which is one of the reasons why Xiaoxiao is so enthusiastic. Xiao Fan, got it? Thanks for letting me know. After reading the group chat message, Xiao Fan thanked him and started signing in today. Ding! Xiao Fan signed in successfully and got 9,999 points. Xiao Fan was surprised. It was 10 times higher than the previous highest signed-in points record. It was so cool. Wen, 9,999 points. You are so strong. I worship you. Worship. Zhu Yuanzhang. It is 10 times higher than the highest score record I signed in. The newbie's luck is too good. Strong. Huangrong. I am so angry. Why do I get so few points every time I sign in? Angry. Yan Lingjai. Woo. I am so envious and need a red envelope to comfort me. Crying. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. I calculated with my fingers. The newbie has a strong luck and is destined. In the near future, there may be a chance to discuss Taoism with me. Xiaoxiao was also envious, but in order to maintain her status as an immortal, she pretended to be calm and sent a message against her will. Xiao Fan was in a good mood when he learned that the chat group did have the function of traveling to other worlds, and the sign-in system of all worlds was also useful. However, if you want to travel to the world of other group members, you need to get the other party's consent. It seems that you still need to build a good relationship with the group members. After a slight hesitation, Xiao Fan casually sent a red envelope with points. Xiao Fan, the red envelope is here. Grab it. Red envelope. Yan Lingjai received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 169 points. Wen received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 208 points. Zhu Yuanzhang received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 399 points. Huangrong received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 95 points. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 128 points. Yan Lingjai. Wow, what a big red envelope. Thank you brother Xiao Fan for the red envelope. I can buy a lot of delicious and fun things in the mall again. Happy. Wen, Xiao Fan. Thank you for the red envelope from Mr. Zhao. Bo. Zhu Yuanzhang. Haha, it seems that besides Master Zhao, I still have the best luck. Xiao Fan. Thank you Master Zhao for the red envelope. Bo. Huangrong. I am so angry. Why did I get the least points? Xiao Fan. Thank you Master Zhao for the red envelope. Bitter smile. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. Xiao Fan. Thank you for the red envelope. Fellow Taoist. Xiao Fan. You are welcome. I will go to the mall to have a look, and we will talk next time. Yan Lingjai. I also want to go to the mall to buy delicious food. Man, I am going to use the points to improve my cultivation, so I will log off first. Zhu Yuanzhang. I still have to deal with the memorials. You guys chat first. Huangrong. No one is here again. So boring. At the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, group leader. Can you figure out the origin of this Master Zhao, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal? As for this, I cannot say more without the consent of fellow Taoist Zhao. After Xiao Fan sent the last message, he began to check the chat group small, but ignored the content of other people's messages. In fact, at the beginning, Xiao Fan planned to use points to directly improve his cultivation. However, Xiao Fan suddenly thought that the ancient clan and the Soul clan were secretly paying attention to the Zhao family, especially the Soul clan, who were full of hostility towards the Zhao family. Before he could compete with or even suppress the Soul clan, Xiao Fan felt that he had to be more cautious. Therefore, he wanted to see if he could buy a method or prop that could hide his own breath in the mall. Soon, Xiao Fan found a method that met the requirements in the mall. Hidden breath technique, priced at 5,000 points. Seeing the price of the shadow breath technique, Xiao Fan couldn't help but jump in his eyebrows. This price is really not cheap. However, after learning the details of the hidden breath technique, Xiao Fan decided to buy it. This hidden breath technique can completely hide one's cultivation breath after practicing it, and one can show different cultivation breaths to others at will. There is no minimum limit, and the highest can show a cultivation breath that is higher than one's true cultivation level, and it can conceal the detection of people of all realms below Cheng, excluding Cheng. After reading the introduction, Xiao Fan finally bought this hidden breath technique. You began to practice the hidden breath technique. Because of your extraordinary understanding, you quickly mastered the essence of it and practiced it to perfection. But you are not satisfied with this, and began to study it wholeheartedly, and finally you created a more perfect hidden breath technique. After practicing this method to perfection, all practitioners below the peaked Cheng of the 9 stars cannot spy on your cultivation aura. This technique was created by you, and it fits you 100%, and you soon practiced to the perfect realm. Great, these 5,000 points are worth it. After practicing the new hidden breath technique, Xiao Fan immediately stopped practicing and said with satisfaction, "Next, it's time to improve my strength. Use all points to improve my strength." You use 100 points and your cultivation level is upgraded to a 1-starred master. You use 100 points and your cultivation level is upgraded to a 2-starred master. You use 100 points to improve your cultivation to the level of 9-star fighter. However, within a short moment, Xiao Fan's cultivation level was not hindered at all, and he broke through from 9-star fighter to 9-star fighter. Moreover, this is not over yet. You use 1,000 points to improve your cultivation level to the level of 1-star grand fighter. You use 1,000 points to improve your cultivation level to the level of 2-star grand fighter. You use 1,000 points to improve your cultivation level to the level of 3-star grand fighter. Insufficient points. In the end, Xiao Fan's cultivation level remained at the level of 3-star grand fighter, and he still had 100 points left. I broke through to the level of 3-star grand fighter so quickly? Xiao Fan sensed his own cultivation level and was extremely surprised. Chapter 3 4-starred Ling, Yuanqi Tower, Qi Continent. The first step to enter the cultivation, from Qi Section 1 to Qi Section 9, is to nourish the muscles and bones and strengthen the body. When Qi is cultivated to the extreme, and Qi vortex is successfully condensed in the body, it is the second realm of cultivation, Du's realm. Above Du's realm, there are Daoshi, Da Daoshi, Bling, Duang, Duang, Duzon, Zun, Daosheng, and Daodi realm pursued by countless people. Xiao Fan's father, Zan, the head of the Xiao family, is now only a 5-star Da Daoshi. This can be regarded as a strong man in Yuten City. And Xiao Fan, now only 18 years old, has already become a 3-star Da Daoshi. If it is spread out, it will definitely cause a storm in the Jiama Empire. Even if the people of the Ancient Clan and the Soul Clan know about it, I am afraid they will pay close attention to Xiao Fan. However, this cultivation is far from enough in the Qi continent where strong people are everywhere. After the joy, Xiao Fan quickly restrained his mind and paid attention to the mall of the chat group again. Of course, Xiao Fan was not going to buy items in the mall, but was going to sell his skills in exchange for points. Not only skills, but also elixirs, weapons, and even magic beasts can be uploaded to the chat group mall in exchange for points. This is also one of the functions of the chat group mall. When Xiao Fan uploaded his skills and fighting skills to the mall, the chat group's prompts kept ringing. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the yellow level fighting skill Wind Thunder Step and received 60 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the yellow level fighting skill Thunder Flame Palm and received 90 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the mysterious level fighting skill Angry Thunder Fist and received 900 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the ground level fighting skill Thunder Palm and received 9,000 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the mysterious level skill Angry Thunder Art and received 9,000 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the mysterious level skill Angry Thunder Art and received 9,000 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the skill Perfect Hidden Breath Technique and received 15,000 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the ground level skill Thunder Art and received 20,000 points. Fuck. It seems like there are quite a lot of points. Xiao Fan was pleasantly surprised when he saw the points reported by the chat group. The points exceeded 50,000 in the blink of an eye, and he could improve his cultivation again. When he first uploaded the fighting skills and was prompted with 60 points, Xiao Fan was very disappointed. It seems that the higher the level of the fighting skills, the more points can be exchanged. The same level of fighting skills is more precious than fighting skills, which is also reasonable. At the same time, other members of the Wanji chat group also noticed the prompt of the chat group and were shocked. Huang Rong, oh my god, I am not seeing things. The accumulated points of these skills uploaded by Master Xiao are actually more than 50,000. Shocked, Yan Lingjai, wow, with so many points, I don't know how many delicious foods I can buy in the mall. I guess I can't finish them in several years. Drooling. Yi Wen, it seems that the world where Master Xiao must be very powerful. Zhu Yuanzhang, with such a big hand, I can only say that Master Xiao is too powerful. The world of demon resurrection. Xiaoxiao looked at Xiao Fan's skyrocketing points, and was so envious that she almost drooled. She squeezed her legs together, forced herself to calm down, and sent a message pretending to be calm. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, congratulations to Xiao Deu. Your points have skyrocketed. Yi Wen, I just checked. The skills and fighting skills uploaded by Mr. Xiao are very powerful, but unfortunately they don't seem to be suitable for my world. Zhu Yuanzhang, I can't practice here either. Yan Lingjai, even if I can practice, I'm afraid you can't afford it, right? Naughty. Huang Rong, that's right, it hurts. Laughing and crying, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. The world where Fan Deu is located is called the Qi world, and the main practice is to absorb Qi, which is indeed different from your world. Next, Xiaoxiao and other members of the group talked about the Qi continent. Xiao Fan ignored the heated chat of the group members. After exchanging the skills for points, he immediately used the points to improve his cultivation again. You use 6,000 points to improve your cultivation to the 9-star Great Qi. You use 10,000 points to upgrade your cultivation to a 1-star Ling. You use 10,000 points. You use 10,000 points to upgrade your cultivation to a 4-star Ling. Insufficient points. 4-star Ling. Except for Alexander's bodyguard Ling Ying, he can be said to be invincible in the entire Yuden city. In such a short time, I have soared from a 9-star Ling to a 4-star Ling. It's so cool. After sensing his current cultivation situation, Xiao Fan exclaimed in joy. Next, I have to find a way to earn more points. According to the rules of these two upgrades, after upgrading to a higher realm, the points will increase tenfold, which is quite fierce. But now, let's sign in first. I hope to sign in and get something good while I'm lucky on my birthday today. Taking a deep breath, Xiao Fan said silently to the system in his heart, "System, sign in." Ding. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a source gas tower. The tower has its own space, like a small world, which can accommodate living beings and continuously generate source gas. Hearing the content of the sign-in reward, Xiao Fan couldn't help but blurt out 4 words. The system is awesome. Source gas, also known as the original Emperor gas, is a must-have for breaking through the Dao beyond the Qi continent. Only when the Daoxing at the peak of the 9-star level is integrated with the source gas can it break through the Dao realm. Otherwise, you can only wait for your life to run out and die. Now, I have actually obtained a source gas tower that can generate source gas directly by signing in. In theory, can't I create Dao powerhouses infinitely? Not to mention other people. When I reach the peak of the 9-star Daoxing, I can enter the source gas tower to practice and then break through the Dao realm. Moreover, this source gas tower is like a small world. In case the Xiao family encounters a disaster of extermination as in the original work, I can also bring my close people to the source gas tower to avoid the crisis, no matter from which aspect. Xiao Fan is very satisfied with this source gas tower. Xiao Fan entered the Qi source tower to experience it, and then put the Qi source tower back into the system space. And then he looked at the messages in the chat group again. After quickly browsing everyone's messages, Xiao Fan pondered for a moment and responded. Xiao Fan, at all members, sorry, I just went to practice. When, it doesn't matter. Master Zhao exchanged tens of thousands of points with his skills, and his cultivation must have been raised to an extremely terrifying level, right? Yan Lingjai, apart from the group leader, I think Brother Xiao Fan is definitely the most powerful. Huang Rong, I think so too. Zhu Yuanzhang, I agree. Xiao Fan, thank you for your praise. My cultivation is currently a 4-star Ling, and I am still a weakling in the Qi world. As for what realm it is equivalent to in your world, I don't know. Huang Rong, at all knowing and all-powerful immortal, does the group leader know what realm Zhao's current cultivation strength is equivalent to in other worlds? Zhu Yuanzhang, same question. Yan Lingjai, I want to know too. Wen, please ask the group leader to solve my doubts. Chapter 4 Xuner's Gift. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, according to my deduction, the Ling in the world where Xiao Fan Taoist resides is equivalent to the Grandmaster realm in the martial arts world. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, at Huangrong, at Zhu Yuanzhang, the world you reside in is called the martial arts world. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. In addition, the worlds of at Wen and at Yan Lingjai can also be roughly based on the standards of the martial arts world. Grandmaster, not bad. Xiao Fan whispered after seeing the message from the group leader. Yan Lingjai, wow, Grandmaster, Brother Xiao Fan is so powerful. Worship. Huang Rong, Grandmaster, so powerful. My father is already very old, but he is only at the Xianshan realm now, not even the Grandmaster. I also joined the chat group and barely broke through the Xianshan second level, and this is also due to the 95 points sent by Master Zhao. Worship. Wen, I also grabbed Master Zhao's red envelope and just broke through to the Xianshan second level. At Xiao Fan, thank you Master Zhao again. Baoquan, Zhu Yuanzhang, Master Zhao is already at the Grandmaster level at such a young age. He is really amazing. If he were in our world, he would definitely be on the blacklist of powerful ones in the near future. Strong. A blacklist powerful one? It seems that Zhu Yuanzhang is in a world of ups and downs. Xiao Fan's heart was slightly moved when he saw the news about Zhu Yuanzhang. Ups and downs. It is also a magnificent and wonderful world. I wonder if the cultivation level in the martial arts world is the same as what I knew in my previous life. Xiao Fan, at all members, what is the level of cultivation in the martial arts world? Zhu Yuanzhang, as far as I know, the cultivators in this world, from weak to strong, are third-rate, second-rate, first-rate, acquired, innate, master, grandmaster, and unity of heaven and man. Huang Rong, it's the same in my world, but the strongest is only in the innate realm. Wen, similarly, before me, those who could break through the acquired realm were already the strongest. Yan Lingjai, I have been in the village all the time. I don't know the situation outside. Spreading hands, it seems that the division of martial arts realms is basically consistent with what I know. Above the unity of man and nature, it is probably the realm of land immortals. Thinking in his heart, Xiao Fan sent another message. Xiao Fan, thank you all for clearing up my doubts. It seems that I am also a master. Proud, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. Xiao Dao's strength is indeed not weak. With the chat group, everyone can quickly grow into a strong person. Huang Rong, it's a pity that the points exchanged for the skills in our world are too few. I don't know when I can break through to the Grandmaster level. Helpless. Yan Lingjai, I am more pitiful. It seems that I have nothing to exchange for points. I can only survive by signing in. Cat size. Wen, at least compared to before joining the chat group, my strength has improved a lot. I am quite satisfied. Zhu Yuanzhang, that's true. I dare not think about becoming an immortal. I just hope that my son will be strong and healthy after practicing, and avoid the tragic fate of dying young. Xiao Fan, don't worry, it will be there slowly. I have something else to do, so I'll log off first. After sending the message, Xiao Fan withdrew his mind from the chat group. It was because Xiao Fan sensed that a familiar breath was approaching him. Not long after, a stunning girl about 17 or 18 years old appeared in Xiao Fan's sight. The girl was wearing a purple dress, with a cool and indifferent temperament. Her slender waist was like a willow leaf, just enough to be held in one hand. Her 3,000 black hair was casually tied with a piece of light purple satin ribbon, and it fell softly along the moving curve to her waist. Under the moonlight, she was like a fairy descending to the mortal world, stunning and peerless. "Brother Xiao Fan, I went to your room to look for you, but you were not there, and you ran to the back mountain again." The girl came to Xiao Fan, wrinkled her cute nose, and said coquettishly. Xiao Fan saw the girl and smiled. "What's wrong? What does Xuner want to talk to me about?" There is no doubt that this girl is Xuner, who was born in an ancient family and lived in the Xiao family. I don't know if it's because of the butterfly effect of Xiao Fan, the time traveler, but Xuner's age is different from that in the original book, and she is only 1 month younger than me. Of course, Xiao Yan's warming of Xuner's meridians did not happen. On the contrary, Xiao Fan and Xuner have been very close since childhood. As they grow older, there are more special feelings between the two. The Zhuan level advanced skills, the Wrath of Thunder art, and the Zhuan level fighting skills, the Wrath of Thunder Fist, that Xiao Fan practiced before, were all given to him by Xuner when he broke through the fighter level. Hearing this, Xuner said with a slightly resentful tone, "Can't you come to see Brother Xiao Fan if you have nothing to do?" Does Brother Xiao Fan hate Xuner? Xiao Fan reached out and rubbed Xuner's head. "Of course not. I just asked casually." Our Xuner is broad-minded. She won't be angry about such a small matter, right? Hearing Xiao Fan's words, Xuner couldn't help but slightly raise the corners of her mouth. "Oh, you messed up my hair," Xuner said, but her face seemed to be enjoying it, and she did not avoid Xiao Fan's hand. "I came to see Brother Xiao Fan to give him a birthday present." Brother Xiao Fan is too popular. During the day, Xuner did not find a chance to be alone with Brother Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan's cultivation of an 8-star fighter was far ahead of other children in the Xiao family, except for Xuner. Both the elders and the younger generation of the Xiao family were very polite to Xiao Fan. Even Xiao Yan, under Xiao Fan's strong protection, suffered less ridicule and attack than in the original book. Today is Xiao Fan's birthday. Not only his father Xiao Zhan and his fourth brother Xiao Yan, but also many people in the Xiao family came to congratulate him and give him gifts. So Xuner said so. Xiao Fan chuckled. "I can't help it. It's because you are so charming, Brother Xiao Fan." Xuner covered her mouth and chuckled. Brother Xiao Fan is still so narcissistic. Hee, I'm telling the truth. Xiao Fan smiled, and then said, "By the way, Xuner, what birthday gift did you prepare for me?" "I'm a little curious." Xuner said, "Brother Xiao Fan doesn't need anything else now. I thought about it and there's nothing else to give him. I can only give Brother Xiao Fan a fighting skill. I hope Brother Xiao Fan won't dislike it." While speaking, Xuner took out a scroll from her arms and handed it to Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan didn't refuse anything. He took the scroll and rubbed Xuner's head again. "Silly words. No matter what gift Xuner gave me, I would be very happy, and it's such a precious thing as a fighting skill. How could I dislike it?" When Xuner heard what Xiao Fan said, her eyes suddenly curved into a pair of crescents. "Brother Xiao Fan, open it and have a look." "Okay." Xiao Fan nodded slightly and slowly unfolded the scroll in his hand. P.S. A new book has been uploaded, and I would like to ask all the handsome guys and beautiful girls to support it, collect it, recommend it, and give it a 5-star rating. In addition, in order to prevent the book from being censored, all the female characters who may have relationships with the protagonist are set to be over 18 years old. Please forgive any differences from the original book, and thank you very much. Chapter 5, How to Earn Points. Worship from Group Members. Xiao Fan read it carefully, and finally stopped his eyes on the small words on the side of the scroll. Thunder Finger, an intermediate Earth-level fighting skill. It's actually an intermediate Earth-level fighting skill. No wonder Xuner is so careful and wants to give it to me alone. After reading the content of the scroll, Xiao Fan smiled slightly, and his eyes looking at Xuner became softer. On the Qi continent, the skills and fighting skills are divided into 4 levels: Heaven, Earth, Black and Yellow. Each level is divided into primary, intermediate and advanced. The skills circulated in the ordinary class are at most yellow level skills. Some more powerful families and sects may have Zhuan level skills. For example, the strongest skill of the Xiao family is the Zhuan level skill, the Crazy Lion's Fury. However, it is only the intermediate Zhuan level. As for the skills and fighting skills above the earth level, they are all owned by some transcendent forces. A ground level fighting skill, or a middle level earth level fighting skill, if it is spread out, it will definitely set off a bloody storm in the Jiama Empire. Only a wealthy woman like Xiaoxiao could easily obtain this level of fighting skills and generously give it to others. Xiaoxiao smiled softly. Does brother Xiao Fan like it? Xiao Fan rubbed Xiaoxiao's hair and said softly, of course I like it, as long as brother Xiao Fan likes it. Xiaoxiao heard this, and her eyebrows and eyes were all smiling. After the two chatted for a while, Xiao Fan said, it's getting late, let's go, I'll take you back to your room. Xiaoxiao nodded slightly, and naturally had no objection to this. Yeah, immediately, the two walked side by side, slowly returned from the back mountain to the inner courtyard of the Xiao family, and went to Xiaoxiao's room. After Xiao Fan watched Xiaoxiao enter the room, he stood at the door and smiled. Rest early, see you tomorrow. Xiaoxiao smiled sweetly. Brother Xiao Fan, rest early too. After parting with Xiaoxiao, Xiao Fan also returned to his room. However, Xiao Fan did not rest directly, but first practiced the fighting skills that Xiaoxiao had just given him. You started practicing the Earth class intermediate fighting skill Thunder Finger. You suddenly realized that you not only perfectly mastered the essence of Thunder Finger, but also deduced and created the Earth class advanced fighting skill Thunder Tribulation Finger. This fighting skill was created by you and is 100% compatible with you. You quickly mastered the essence of it and were able to exert a power higher than that of fighting skills of the same level. Not bad. Two more powerful fighting skills. After practicing, Xiao Fan's eyes flashed, and he exclaimed in joy. Afterwards, Xiao Fan uploaded the two fighting skills to the chat group mall again, and received 6,000 points and 10,000 points respectively. After exchanging fighting skills for points, Xiao Fan saw that he could upgrade again, and immediately used 20,000 points to upgrade his cultivation from a 4-star fighting spirit to a 6-star fighting spirit. Well, let's see how many points are left. Hearing the chat group prompt that the points were insufficient again, Xiao Fan had to stop, whispered, and then checked his information in the chat group. Group member, Xiao Fan, age, 18, world, Key world, potential, unknown, points, 4,150. Well, there is still a long way to go before the next upgrade, and the further it goes, the harder it will be. It seems that I have to find a way to earn points, but now, it's time to rest. After checking his messages in the chat group, Xiao Fan murmured for a while, and then he gathered his mind and went to bed to rest. There was no conversation all night. The next morning, Xiao Fan woke up leisurely in the caress of the morning light. The first thing he did after waking up was to check the Wanji chat group. There were a lot of messages in the chat group. Most of them were posted by Huang Rong and Yan Lingjai, and they were all meaningless content. Seeing this, Xiao Fan did not respond and started to sign in for today. Ding! Xiao Fan signed in successfully and got 850 points. Well, it's a bit low. Xiao Fan was slightly dissatisfied when he saw the points he got from signing in. Xiao Fan was still thinking that if he could get the same points as yesterday, his realm could be upgraded by one more star. Yan Lingjai, wow, brother Xiao Fan is so amazing. He got so many points again. I'm so envious. Starry eyes. Xiao Fan, a lot. I think it's a little too little. Spreading hands. Huang Rong, Master Xiao is too Versailles. I only got 20 points after signing in today. Sad. Yan Lingjai, that's right. Everyone's signed in points are not more than 100. Brother Xiao Fan's points alone are more than all of us combined. Xiao Fan, well, I just joined the group yesterday. I don't know the situation. I thought everyone's signed in points were quite a lot. Yi Wen, Master Xiao, you don't know. Usually when you first join the group, you get more signed in points, and then you get very few. Zhu Yuanzhang, it's normal for Master Xiao to look down on these few signed in points. After all, Master Xiao easily earned thousands or tens of thousands of points. Huang Rong, I envy Mr. Xiao. You can get rich points for any of his skills. The most expensive 9-yin manual that I uploaded only got 90 points. Envy, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. That's normal. Although the 9-yin manual is good, the highest level that can be cultivated to the Grandmaster level is already the limit. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. In comparison, the skills uploaded by Xiao Fan, the lowest yellow level skills, also have the opportunity to be cultivated to the Duang level, which is equivalent to the Heaven and Man Unity level in the martial arts world. Zhu Yuanzhang, in my world, it is said that only 2 people have reached the Heaven and Man Unity level. If I buy a yellow level skill, wouldn't I also be able to cultivate to the Heaven and Man Unity level? Yan Lingjai, it's a pity that none of us can practice the skills in Brother Xiao Fan's world. Naughty, Xiao Fan, that's a bit regrettable. Have you uploaded your skills to the mall? I bought it to study it and see, maybe I can deduce a higher grade skill that is suitable for you to practice. The reason why Xiao Fan was so enthusiastic was that he thought of a way to earn points. That is, first use a small amount of points to buy the skills uploaded by Huang Rong and others, then deduce to a higher level, and then go to the mall to exchange for more points. Huang Rong, Mr. Zhao, I will send you the skills directly, so you don't have to waste points to buy it in the mall. Xiao Fan's exclusive red envelope. Xiao Fan, then I'm welcome. Xiao Fan responded and directly received Huang Rong's red envelope. However, Xiao Fan did not practice, but planned to study it first. You comprehended the 9-yin manual, the blue wave palm, the falling flower sword palm and other martial arts, and you had an epiphany and created the heaven-level martial arts 10-yin manual. Not bad. It really works. After a little understanding of his newly created 10-yin manual martial arts, Xiao Fan said with satisfaction. Immediately, Xiao Fan directly uploaded this new skill to the chat group mall. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the heaven-level martial arts 10-yin manual and obtained 900 points. 900 points. A little too little. Xiao Fan stroked his chin, a little dissatisfied. But this is much safer and easier than going out to collect martial arts. Xiao Fan whispered, then retracted his thoughts and looked at the chat group again. Xiao Fan, at Huang Rong, I combined the martial arts you passed on to me and deduced a new martial arts that can be cultivated to the heavenly realm. It is from the same source as your original practice, so there should be no conflict. You can try practicing it. Huang Rong's exclusive red envelope. After all, I was able to create a new martial arts and earn 900 points, all thanks to the martial arts sent by Huang Rong, so it is only right to return the favor. Moreover, this can also allow other group members to take the initiative to send their martial arts to themselves. Isn't it wonderful? Huang Rong, thank you, Mr. Zhao. Mr. Zhao is too amazing. He created a heavenly martial arts so quickly. Surprised. Yan Lingjai, I worship Brother Xiao Fan. Worship. IP Man, worship. Zhu Yuanzhang, worship +1. Xiao Fan, don't worship me, I'm just a legend. Proud. Huang Rong, I'll try practicing first. I'm done. Chapter 6 Huang Rong's Invitation, The World of the Legend of the Condor Heroes, Peach Blossom Island. After receiving the red envelope, Huang Rong started to practice. To Huang Rong's surprise, she soon succeeded in practicing, which was much easier than practicing the 9-yin manual. Not long after, her cultivation level actually broke through from the previous second level of innateness to the third level of innateness. Since joining the chat group, this is the first time I have practiced on my own to break through a new realm. This 10-yin manual is really extraordinary. Sensing that the subsequent improvement would not be so fast, Huang Rong practiced for a while and stopped practicing. Anyway, now she is basically invincible in this world of the legend of the Condor Heroes, so there is no need to rush to practice. After stopping practicing, Huang Rong went online again in the chat group. Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, Master Zhao, the 10-yin manual you created is too powerful. I practiced it casually and my cultivation level has been improved by 1 level. Thank you again, Master Zhao. Thanks, Xiao Fan. You're welcome. I also created this technique based on your martial arts deduction, and it also made me earn some points. Huang Rong, speaking of points, this 10-yin sutra is actually worth 900 points. If it weren't for you, Master Zhao, giving me the skills directly, I don't know when I would be able to afford it. Xiao Fan, Miss Huang, you don't have to keep thanking me. We can't continue the conversation. Spreading hands, Yan Lingjai, I envy Miss Huang. She didn't have to spend any points and got a powerful heaven-level skills. Envy? Yi Wen, same envy. Is it too late for me to send my martial arts to Master Xiao now? Zhu Yuanzhang, I was just about to ask this question. Seeing the messages from several people, Xiao Fan's mouth corners couldn't help but slightly rise. Xiao Fan, sure, anyway, it's just a piece of cake for me. Yi Wen, thank you, Master Xiao. Xiao Fan's exclusive red envelope. Zhu Yuanzhang, thank you. Xiao Fan's exclusive red envelope. Xiao Fan, you guys chat first. I'll go study at Yi Wen at Zhu Yuanzhang's skills. Yan Lingjai, they don't have any skills to practice. Aggrieved. Huang Rong, what a poor girl. Smirking. Yan Lingjai, at Huang Rong, bad guy. Angry. After Xiao Fan replied to a message, he received the red envelope, and then began to check the martial arts sent by IP Man and Zhu Yuanzhang, and did not respond to the messages in the group. You comprehended the martial arts given by IP Man, and understood more about the way of martial arts. You had an epiphany, combined with the martial arts given by IP Man, and created the Grandmaster level martial arts Wing Chun Quanjing. You comprehended the martial arts given by Zhu Yuanzhang, and had another epiphany, integrating all the martial arts given by Zhu Yuanzhang, and created the heaven-level martial arts Huang Jai Jing Shi Lu. After creating the new martial arts, Xiao Fan did not hesitate at all and directly uploaded both martial arts to the chat group Mall. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the Grandmaster level martial arts Wing Chun Quanjing and received 100 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the heaven level martial arts Huang Jai Jing Shi Lu and received 1000 points. After the upload was completed, Xiao Fan sent red envelopes to Yi Wen and Zhu Yuanzhang respectively. Xiao Fan, at Yi Wen, at Zhu Yuanzhang, a new technique has been created, you can collect it. Yi Wen exclusive red envelope. Zhu Yuanzhang exclusive red envelope. Several people in the group were chatting, and when they saw the prompt of the chat group, they were immediately attracted. Yan Lingjai, wow, brother Xiao Fan is so amazing. He created two powerful techniques so quickly. Worship. Huang Rong, Master Xiao is too strong. Worship. Yi Wen, thank you Master Xiao. Bo. Zhu Yuanzhang, thank you Master Xiao. Bo. After the two thanked him, they quickly received their respective red envelopes. Xiao Fan, it's just a small effort. You're welcome. Looking at the newly received 1100 points, Xiao Fan was a little dissatisfied. The speed of earning points seemed a little slow. The main reason was that there were too few members in the chat group and there were only a few techniques. It seems that we have to wait until there are more group members to earn points faster. IP Man, I'm going to practice my new skills. I'm going to log off first. Zhu Yuanzhang, I'm going to log off too. Come back when I have time. Yan Lingjai, I'm jealous. I don't have any skills. Aggrieved. Huang Rong, you don't like practicing. Isn't this good? Naughty. Yan Lingjai, I don't want to practice, but the group leader told me that my future fate will be very tragic. If I want to change my tragic fate, I can only work hard to improve myself. Huang Rong, so, then I'll pass on a copy of the Taiyan Sutra to you as well. At Xiao Fan, Mr. Xiao. Is that okay? Xiao Fan naturally saw the conversation between Yan Lingjai and Huang Rong, and when he saw Huang Rong asking him, he immediately sent a message back. Xiao Fan, of course, the skills that have been sent to you can be passed on to anyone. But I'll do it. Yan Lingjai's exclusive red envelope. Yan Lingjai, wow, thank you brother Xiao Fan. Brother Xiao Fan is the best. Holding fists blowing kisses. Yan Lingjai, at Huang Rong, thank you Miss Huang too. Huang Rong, no need to thank me, I didn't help much. Xiao Fan, you're welcome. Practice hard and change your destiny. Besides, the chat group has the function of time travel. If you are in danger and need help, you can call me in the group. Yan Lingjai, yes, brother Xiao Fan is so nice. Hug. Huang Rong, if I get into trouble, can Master Xiao come to help me? Naughty. Xiao Fan, of course, it is also a kind of fate for everyone to join the chat group. I will never refuse to help if I can. Huang Rong, I'm just kidding. With my strength, there should be no danger in our world. However, Master Xiao is also welcome to visit our world. Xiao Fan, okay, I'm also interested in your world. Yan Lingjai, when will brother Xiao Fan go to Miss Huang's world? Can I go with him? I haven't seen what Miss Huang and brother Xiao Fan look like. Huang Rong, no problem. I'll tell my dad first, and then I'll open the time travel permission, and you guys can come and play together. Yan Lingjai, okay, okay. At all-knowing and almighty immortal, would you like to go to Miss Huang's world to play together? In the world of demon resurrection, Xiaoxiao was watching the screen silently. When she saw Xiao Fan casually gave a heavenly level technique to Yan Lingjai, Xiaoxiao was immediately envious. She couldn't help but start thinking about how to get Xiao Fan to give her a technique without revealing her identity. When she saw the message sent by Yan Lingjai, Xiaoxiao's eyebrows jumped immediately. Isn't this just a face-to-face meeting between netizens? If she goes, wouldn't it be exposed directly? All-knowing and almighty immortal, I won't go. You young people go and play. Xiao Fan probably understood in his heart that the so-called all-knowing and all-powerful immortal was probably a charlatan, but he was too lazy to expose him. Anyway, it didn't affect him. Seeing the message sent by the other party, Xiao Fan shook his head with some amusement. At this moment, Xiao Fan's ears moved and heard a knock at the door. Xiao Fan, it's settled. Miss Huang, don't make me wait too long. I have something to do now, so I'll log off first and talk later. Huang Rong, it won't be too long. Master Xiao, go get busy first. Yan Lingjai, brother Xiao Fan, take care. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, Daoist Xiao, please do as you please. After Xiao Fan replied to a message in the group, he ignored the messages in the group and got up to open the door. During the new book period, please support me, collect it, recommend it, and give me a 5-star rating. Thank you very much. Chapter 7 Borrow Money and Break Xiao Fan's Limbs. Xiao Fan opened the door and saw the person coming. He was a little surprised. Yanzi, what do you want to talk to me about? It turned out that the person knocking on the door was the protagonist in the original novel, and Xiao Fan's fourth brother Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan's face was a little embarrassed. He hesitated for a while, and then said, "Third brother, I want to borrow some money from you." Borrow money? It seems that Yao Chen has woken up, and Xiao Yan is about to take off. Hearing Xiao Yan's intention, Xiao Fan's heart was slightly moved. In the original novel, Xiao Yan also had the experience of borrowing money, but he borrowed money from Xiaoxiao. The reason why Xiao Yan wanted to borrow money was because after Yao Chen woke up, he said that he would prepare a foundation-building spirit liquid for him to warm his body, but he needed to spend money to buy medicinal materials. Xiao Yan now has nothing to do with Xiaoxiao. In the entire Xiao family, the person closest to him is Xiao Fan. Moreover, because of his outstanding talent, Xiao Fan enjoys good treatment in the Xiao family, and occasionally earns some extra money. Anyway, he is quite rich. Therefore, Xiao Yan thought of asking Xiao Fan to borrow money. Thinking in his heart, Xiao Fan casually said, "Borrow money? No problem. How much do you want to borrow? Is 2,000 gold coins enough?" "Enough, enough." Xiao Yan heard this and responded quickly, feeling very grateful to Xiao Fan. From childhood to adulthood, Xiao Fan, the third brother of the Xiao family, has always been very kind to him. Even though 3 years ago, Xiao Yan went from a genius to a waste who was ridiculed by others, Xiao Fan's attitude towards him has not changed at all. Even if someone else ridiculed Xiao Yan, Xiao Fan would teach them a lesson. Under Xiao Fan's care, Xiao Yan suffered much less ridicule and bullying than in the original book. "Wait a minute," Xiao Fan said to Xiao Yan, and turned back to his room. After a while, Xiao Fan took out a purse from the room and handed it to Xiao Yan. "Here are more than 2,000 gold coins. You can use it first." Xiao Fan now does not have a ring, and is not like Xiaoxiao, who can apply for that special gold card. So the gold coins are directly placed in the purse. "Thank you, third brother, I will definitely pay you back as soon as possible." Xiao Yan took the purse and thanked Xiao Fan again. Xiao Fan smiled and said, "There's no need to rush. I don't need money for the time being." "Okay, you obviously have something to do. Go and do your thing first." Xiao Fan had been nice to Xiao Yan before, and he did have the intention of currying favor with him, but the affection between them was not fake. Although Xiao Fan now has 2 golden fingers and doesn't need to curry favor with Yan, he won't treat his younger brother Yan coldly. Thank you, third brother, goodbye. Yan thanked Xiao Fan again and turned to leave. Xiao Fan looked at the direction where Yan's back disappeared, with a gloomy look on his face. Brother Xiao Fan, what are you looking at? At this time, a clear and pleasant voice came from not far away. Xiao Fan looked in the direction of the voice, and it was Xiao who had given him the Earth rank intermediate fighting skill last night. I didn't see anything, I was just thinking about where to have breakfast later. Xiao blinked. What a coincidence, I didn't have breakfast either. Xiao Fan closed the door casually, turned around and said, let's go, I'll treat our Xiao to breakfast. Hee, then thank you, brother Xiao Fan. Xiao smiled happily when she heard it. Immediately, the two walked side by side and went out of the Xiao mansion. The young men of the Xiao family looked at the intimate 2 people with envy in their eyes. The men envied Xiao Fan, but the women envied Xiao. However, no one, whether male or female, dared to disrespect the two. Not long after, the two found a good restaurant in Yuten City and enjoyed breakfast. After breakfast, at Xiao's request, Xiao Fan accompanied Xiao and strolled around Yuten City. It must be said that women in any time and space seem to have a special liking for shopping. 2 hours passed, and Xiao still didn't feel tired at all, and still looked very excited. However, Xiao Fan didn't want to continue. Xiao, we have been out for a long time, it's time to go back to practice. Okay. Although Xiao hadn't walked enough, she still agreed very sensibly after hearing Xiao Fan's words. Xiao Fan looked at Xiao's somewhat lost expression and rubbed her head. Don't be unhappy, at most we can go out for a walk again in a few days. Really? That's settled. Xiao's face was full of joy when she heard Xiao Fan's words. Xiao Fan said, of course it's true, practice requires a combination of work and rest. It's not bad for us to go out for a walk and relax our spirits every time we practice for a period of time. However, we can't keep playing and delay our practice. Xiao nodded immediately after hearing this. Yeah, I'll listen to brother Xiao Fan. As the two talked, they returned to the direction of Xiao's house. After walking for a while, they suddenly saw a group of people gathered in front of them, blocking the way back to the Xiao family, and a slightly harsh voice came. You useless guy, relying on your third brother's support, you made me lie in bed for a month last time. This time you are alone. I wonder who else can support you. Xiao Fan didn't want to watch the fun, but when he heard that voice, his brows slightly frowned, because Xiao Fan heard that the person who spoke was Galio, the young master of the Galio family, one of the 3 major families in Yuten City. If nothing unexpected happened, the useless guy Galio mentioned should be Xiao Yan. Once, Galio bullied Xiao Yan, and Xiao Fan directly stood up for Xiao Yan and broke Galio's legs. Galio had to recuperate in bed for more than a month before he could walk. Galio, have you forgotten the pain after the scar healed? How dare you trouble my 4th brother again? Xiao Fan's face sank, and he directly pulled Xiao and rushed into the crowd. Xiao Fan released a little bit of his aura, and directly shook all the onlookers aside. So, the two of them walked to the middle of the crowd very easily. Third brother, cousin Xiao Yan in the middle of the crowd greeted Xiao Fan and Xiao when he saw them coming. Opposite Xiao Yan, a young man with a feminine appearance and a pale face, was none other than the young master of the Galio family, Galio. Behind Galio, there were actually 7 or 8 fighters following him. Hey, Xiao Fan, you're finally here. When Galio saw Xiao Fan coming, he couldn't help but reveal a smile of conspiracy on his face, and spoke sinisterly, looking at Xiao Fan with deep hatred in his eyes. Xiao Fan raised his eyebrows. Oh, it seems that you are coming for me, wanting revenge? Do you have the strength to do that? Huh, I can't beat you, but who said I want to fight you? Galio sneered, waved his hand behind him, and shouted, go, break Xiao Fan's limbs for me. Swish. As Galio's voice fell, the 7 or 8 men behind him immediately attacked Xiao Fan in unison. Huh? Chi Ga's clothes. Chi, tell your third brother to be careful. Xiao Yan in the crowd was looking at the besieged Xiao Fan with some concern, and suddenly Yao Chen's voice came from the bottom of his heart. Third brother, be careful, there is a Chi strong man. Xiao Yan heard Yao Chen's reminder, his face suddenly changed, and he shouted to Xiao Fan, If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 8, Brutal Attack. Yao Chen is amazed. In fact, today's conflict was deliberately arranged by Galio. Galio had nothing to do today, so he wandered around Yun City. He accidentally caught a glimpse of Xiao Fan and Zhao Xuner. He was worried that he would be taught a lesson by Xiao Fan again, so he ran away in shame. At that time, Xiao Fan didn't take it seriously at all. After Galio ran away in shame, he became more and more angry, so he bribed a stranger and kept an eye on the movements of Xiao Fan and Zhao Xuner. At the same time, Galio himself returned to the family and transferred 7 or 8 fighters as guards, as well as a fighter-level priest, to prepare for revenge for his broken leg. As for teaching Xiao Yan a lesson, it was just a side job, and it could also attract Xiao Fan's attention. In order to catch him off guard, Galio also deliberately asked the fighter priest to disguise himself as an ordinary onlooker and hide in the crowd. Galio's order to attack Xiao Fan just now was not only for the 7 or 8 fighters, but also for the fighter priest. Xuner, stand aside first. Facing the siege of Galio's men, Xiao Fan's expression did not change at all. A gentle fighting spirit was released, sending Zhao Xuner to one side, and then he took the initiative to meet the enemy. Xiao Fan took the initiative to rush into the middle of several fighters, condensed the fighting spirit on his hands, and his palms flew, like a tiger into a flock of sheep. Every time Xiao Fan made a move, there seemed to be a sound of thunder in the air, which made people look sideways. This is exactly the ground-level fighting skill Thunder Palm created by Xiao Fan himself, and the palm is like thunder, bang, 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 dot. But in a moment, the 7 or 8 fighters who besieged Xiao Fan were all knocked to the ground by Xiao Fan, making a sound of heavy objects falling to the ground. Then, these guys couldn't help but scream, and they twitched all over, and there were arcs flashing, as if they were struck by lightning. This is still Xiao Fan deliberately holding back, otherwise, how could these guys still be alive at this moment? At this time, the Qi of the Jiali family seemed to have finally found the best time to attack Xiao Fan. He gathered his Qi on his fist and smashed it hard towards Xiao Fan's back. Third brother, be careful. Brother Xiao Fan, be careful. Seeing this, Xiao Yan and Zhao Xuner reminded Xiao Fan at the same time. Xiao Fan was not nervous at all. He moved slightly and instantly rotated 180 degrees on the spot. At the same time, he put his right index finger and middle finger together and suddenly pointed at the Qi's fist. You're asking for trouble. Seeing this, the Qi's worshipper showed a cruel smile on his face and sneered. In his opinion, Xiao Fan was completely confused. He actually used his fingers to catch his fist. Isn't this asking for his fingers to be broken? However, the next moment, the smile on the Qi's worshipper's face froze. With a swish, Xiao Fan's fingers easily pierced his fist and even directly pierced the meridians at his wrist. At the same time, a strong sense of paralysis started from his fist and instantly spread to his whole body. The Qi's body was instantly covered with lightning arcs, and his body was shaking like he had epilepsy. Then he fell to the ground with a thump, and kept spitting white foam from his mouth. Xiao Yan and Zhao Xuner saw that Xiao Fan was not only fine, but also easily dealt with the people of the Jiao family, and immediately put down their worries. Your third brother is really outstanding. In this remote place, he broke through the Qi realm at the age of 18. He is really a genius, and the fighting skills he uses seem to be very extraordinary. Xiao Yan's heart once again rang Yao Chen's voice. Others could not see Xiao Fan's methods, but Yao Chen, who was at the peak of Zun, could see the general idea. Xiao Yan listened to Yao Chen's exclamation and did not respond. He had admired his third brother since he was a child. Xiao Fan naturally did not know Yao Chen's exclamation. After dealing with several lackeys of Jialio, Xiao Fan walked towards Jialio step by step. What do you want to do? Don't come over here. Galio didn't expect Xiao Fan to be so cruel that even a fighting master couldn't do anything to him. Seeing Xiao Fan walking towards him, he was terrified. Xiao Fan smiled faintly. What are you talking about? Don't you want to break my limbs? I'll come over to cooperate with you." While speaking, Xiao Fan's footsteps did not stop, and he soon came to Galio. I was just joking." When Galio saw Xiao Fan walking towards him, his face changed drastically and his mouth trembled. Xiao Fan's mouth corners slightly raised. "Really? But I don't like to joke. Since you don't do it, that person will do it." After speaking, Xiao Fan kicked out. Plop! Galio had no power to resisting Xiao Fan's hands, and was directly kicked to the ground. Then, Xiao Fan stepped forward and stepped heavily on Galio's thigh. Crack! With a crisp sound, Galio's thigh was directly broken by Xiao Fan on the spot. Galio couldn't help but let out a scream after his thigh was broken. Xiao Fan ignored him and stepped forward again. Crack! 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 3 crisp sounds were heard in succession, and Galio's other leg and 2 arms were all broken by Xiao Fan. "Let's go." After breaking Galio's limbs, Xiao Fan's expression did not fluctuate at all. He walked to the side of Xiao and Xiao Yan and said lightly. Xiao and Xiao Yan naturally had no objection to this. They immediately left this place with Xiao Fan and returned to the Xiao family. As for Galio, who fell to the ground and screamed, and his lackeys, Xiao Fan was too lazy to pay attention to them. Seeing this scene, the onlookers took a breath of cold air, and their hearts were shocked. At the same time, they couldn't help but feel fear of Xiao Fan. It was not until Xiao Fan took Xiao and Xiao Yan away that everyone couldn't help but speak out. This third young master of the Xiao family seems to be only 18 years old now. He is so powerful at the age of 18. Not only did he easily defeat 7 or 8 fighters of different levels, he even defeated a fighter master. This is too amazing. Being able to defeat a fighter master means that the third young master of the Xiao family has at least reached the level of a fighter master. An 18-year-old fighter master is really too strong. However, the third young master of the Xiao family was really ruthless. He actually crippled the limbs of the young master of the Xiao family. I'm afraid the Xiao family will not let it go. The Xiao family and the Xiao family have never gotten along. This incident will only intensify the conflict between the two families. I'm afraid that this Yuden city is going to be in chaos. There is no data at all. It's so cool, dear readers. Brother Edison, Brother Yanzu, can you give us some support? Collections, recommendation tickets, 5-star reviews, rewards, all are welcome. Thank you very much. I wish readers who support this book of fortune. Chapter 9. Meeting 2 beauties on Peach Blossom Island. Yuden City. Xiao family. In the study of the clan leader, Xiao Zhan sat on a chair, and opposite him, the 2 brothers Xiao Fan and Xiao Yan were standing quietly. Xiao Fan had done a ruthless thing to Galio, and naturally knew that the Galio family would not let it go, so after returning, he took the initiative to find Xiao Zhan and told him about his destruction of Galio. Xiao Yan said that he would take responsibility with Xiao Fan, so he came to see Xiao Zhan with Xiao Fan. As for Xiao, after returning to the Xiao family, Xiao Fan drove her back to practice. After Xiao Zhan learned that Xiao Fan had destroyed Galio, he frowned tightly. "Fanner, you have always been very stable. Why are you so impulsive this time?" Xiao Fan was indeed very stable, because he knew that the Qi continent was dangerous, and he himself did not have the golden finger before, so he had no confidence. But now, with the double golden fingers, Xiao Fan's strength has improved by leaps and bounds, and sometimes he has to change his behavior. Today, Xiao Fan's strength has reached the level of a 6-starling, which is enough to sweep the Galio family, so he is naturally fearless. Xiao Fan said, "I will not offend others if they do not offend me. This Galio specifically sent someone to block me and wanted to break my legs. If I had not recently broken through to the level of a fighting master, I would have succeeded. Since Galio wants to break my legs, there is no reason for me to be polite to him. I told Dad about this because I hope that the family will be prepared to defend against the Galio family as soon as possible, so that the Xiao family will not be unable to respond when targeted by the Galio family." Xiao Zhan was so concerned about the possible conflict between the Xiao family and the Galio family that he overlooked the key point. Hearing Xiao Fan's words, he stood up from his chair suddenly, and said in surprise, "Fanner, you said you have broken through the Qi realm?" Before Xiao Fan could speak, Xiao Yan on the side said, "Dad, third brother not only broke through the Qi realm, but also easily beat Shi Wursioper of the Jiali family and seriously injured him. Zhan laughed out loud. Well, you are worthy of being my son, Zhan, an 18-year-old Qi, which is an extremely rare genius in the entire Jiama Empire. Xiao Fan looked at Zhan's excitement and couldn't help curling his lips. It's just a display of Qi strength. Is it worth being so shocked? If he showed his strength as a 6-starred Ling, I don't know how shocked he would be. Of course, Xiao Fan didn't think of exposing all his cultivation directly. After laughing for a while, Zhan calmed down and said coldly, this time it was Galio who took the initiative to provoke Feiner, and he deserved to be injured by you. If that old thing Galop dares to start a war between the two clans, our Xiao family will not be afraid. Xiao Fan smiled and said, that's good. I'll leave it to you, father, to deal with the affairs of the Gali family. I'll go back to practice first. Zhan waved his hand. Go. Don't go out for the time being, lest the people of the Gali family jump over the wall in desperation and secretly send masters to deal with you. I know. Xiao Fan agreed, then turned out of the study and returned to his residence. Dad, then I'll go back to practice too, Xiao Yan said to Zhan after seeing Xiao Fan leave. Zhan glanced at his youngest son, hesitating to speak, and after a while, he sighed. Go. Zhan didn't know at this time that Xiao Yan's talent had returned and would take off completely, so he sighed. Xiao Yan didn't reveal anything, bowed slightly to Zhan, and then left. On the other side, after Xiao Fan returned to his room, he thought about it and checked the chat group's mall again. What Xiao Fan wanted to do most now was to earn points as soon as possible to improve his strength. However, the strength of a 6-starred Ling was still not enough in the Qi continent. In order to be prudent, Xiao Fan temporarily did not have the idea of going out to capture monsters or plundering martial arts. So, Xiao Fan set his sights on the chat group's mall. Xiao Fan planned to buy some martial arts in the chat group mall, and then use his extraordinary understanding to deduce and create stronger martial arts to earn the difference in points. The goods in the mall, in addition to the martial arts items uploaded by group members, the original part of the mall can only randomly refresh 5 items every day. However, after Xiao Fan carefully studied the chat group mall, he found that his idea was going to fail. Oh, what a pitfall. It seems that I can only wait for more new members to join the chat group, and then deduce the group members' skills to get rewards. After complaining for a while, Xiao Fan first checked the 5 items refreshed in the mall today, and found that none of them were useful, so he stopped paying attention to the mall. At this moment, Xiao Fan sensed that someone at him in the Wanji chat group, so he checked the group chat messages. Wanji chat group, chat interface, Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, at Yan Lingjai, Mr. Xiao, Yan Lingjai, I have already talked to my father, you can come over to play anytime. Yan Lingjai, okay, I want to go now, I have never been to other worlds. Xiao Fan glanced at the chat group message and immediately replied to Huang Rong. Xiao Fan, at Huang Rong, if it is convenient, we can go now. It's almost time for lunch, and I can taste Miss Huang's cooking skills. Expectation. Huang Rong, well, I will invite you to my world now. You agree? Soon, Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai both received the chat group notification, and they naturally agreed without hesitation. The world of the Legend of the Condor Heroes, Peach Blossom Island. Huang Yaoshi and Huang Rong, father and daughter, were standing in the middle of a peach forest, waiting for the arrival of Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai. When Huang Rong first told Huang Yaoshi about the Wanji chat group, Huang Yaoshi thought that Huang Rong had a fever and was hallucinating. However, after a period of understanding, Huang Yaoshi finally believed it a little. In particular, when Huang Rong passed the Taiyin Sutra to Huang Yaoshi believed it completely. Huang Yaoshi was also very curious about Xiao Fan, who was able to create such a profound practice as the Taiyin Sutra. While the father and daughter were waiting, 2 light gates suddenly appeared in the sky above Peach Blossom Island. Then, 2 figures, a man and a woman, appeared on Peach Blossom Island almost at the same time. The man was handsome and had an outstanding temperament. The woman had a charming and beautiful face, with fair and delicate skin, as if she had a hint of the warmth of fire. Mr. Xiao, Miss Yan Lingjai, welcome to my world, Seeing the two people coming, Huang Rong's eyes lit up, and she took a step forward and smiled at them. Yan Lingjai blinked her eyes, looked at Xiao Fan and Huang Rong for a while, and said with a smile, "Miss Huang, you are so beautiful. Brother Xiao Fan, you are as handsome as I imagined." Xiao Fan smiled slightly. "I didn't expect that the two group members I met for the first time were both stunning beauties." Huang Rong and Yan Lingjai, one is beautiful and the other is charming and charming. They are indeed the goddesses in the minds of countless readers. Ahem. At this time, Huang Yaoshi on the side suddenly coughed, as if to say that there is another person here. Huang Rong smiled and said to Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai, "Mr. Xiao, Miss Yan Lingjai, this is my father, and he is also the owner of this Peach Blossom Island." Then, Huang Rong introduced Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai to Huang Yaoshi. Immediately, the two sides greeted each other without mentioning. After the two sides finished their pleasantries, Huang Yaoshi and Huang Rong invited Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai to the attic where they lived. While walking slowly, Xiao Fan also silently gave the system a sign-in instruction in his heart. Dear readers, please support me with data, such as collection, recommendation, and 5-star praise. Your support is the author's motivation to write. Thank you very much. Chapter 10 New Rewards, The Gale Family's Plan. Ding. Sign in successful. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained a golden winged roc. Note, this golden winged roc automatically recognizes its master and will never betray. It has the same strength as the host and can automatically improve as the host's cultivation level improves. This time's reward is not bad. After listening to the content of the system reward, Xiao Fan thought secretly in his heart, although this golden winged roc is only the strength of a 6-star fighting spirit now, the key is that it can automatically improve as it improves, which is amazing. The rewards for system sign-in will be temporarily stored in the system space by default, and there will be no movement. This is also the reason why Xiao Fan signed in directly in front of Huang Rong and others. After signing in, Xiao Fan did not release the golden winged roc for the time being, and continued to go to the attic in Peach Blossom Island with Huang Rong and others. Peach Blossom Island is full of various flowers, plants and trees, with a wide variety of species, among which peach trees are the main ones. In the Peach Blossom Forest, there are many waterside pavilions, rooms and houses, and the scenery is very beautiful. After Xiao Fan withdrew his mind from the system, he looked at the surrounding scenery and couldn't help but praise. Island Master Huang and Miss Huang really know how to enjoy themselves. This place is simply a veritable paradise. Huang Rong felt a little proud when she heard Xiao Fan's praise. This island was built by my father over decades from a deserted island to the exquisite and beautiful residence it is today. Yan Lingjai also nodded and said, "It's really beautiful. Compared with our village, this place is simply like a fairyland." Huang Rong smiled and said, "Miss Yan Lingjai, you are too kind." As the few of them chatted and laughed, they soon arrived at an exquisite pavilion on the water. Huang Rong said to Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai, "Mr. Xiao, Miss Yan Lingjai, please sit here for a while, I will go to prepare lunch." Xiao Fan was looking forward to Huang Rong's cooking skills. "Okay, I'll wait to taste Miss Huang's cooking skills." Yan Lingjai smiled and said, "I'm looking forward to it too." Huang Rong told Huang Yaoshi to entertain Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai first, and then went to prepare lunch. While waiting for the food prepared by Huang Rong, Huang Yaoshi, Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai sat opposite each other and chatted with each other. Among them, Huang Yaoshi and Xiao Fan mainly discussed, or asked for advice on some key points in the Taiyin Sutra. Yan Lingjai listened to the conversation between the two, but felt a little bored. "By the way, Island Master Huang, why didn't you see Miss Huang's mother?" After a while, Yan Lingjai saw that Huang Yaoshi and Xiao Fan had temporarily stopped discussing martial arts, so she changed the subject and asked. Huang Yaoshi felt a little depressed when he heard this. "My wife died not long after Ronger was born." Yan Lingjai felt a little sorry when she heard what Huang Yaoshi said. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked that question." Huang Yaoshi shook his head and said, "It's okay, ignorance is not a problem." Xiao Fan's heart moved at this time, and he asked Huang Yaoshi, "The 10,000 Realms chat group is extremely magical. The group members who join are also from the heavens and 10,000 realms, and the martial arts techniques will be refreshed randomly in them all. Maybe there will be a way to bring Madame Huang back to life in the future. Huang Yaoshi was immediately excited when he heard what Xiao Fan said. Are you serious, Mr. Zhao? Xiao Fan nodded and said, at least I have heard that there is a martial art called the Sacred Heart Sutra that can resurrect the dead, but the body of the dead needs to be well preserved. Huang Yaoshi became even more excited when he heard this. I have always kept my wife's body properly. If there really is such a magical technique, it would be great. After the three of them chatted for a while, Huang Rong prepared lunch and asked the servants on Peach Blossom Island to bring all kinds of delicious dishes to the attic. When Huang Rong learned that her mother had a chance to be resurrected, she was also very excited, and her eyes looked at Xiao Fan more gently. Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai enjoyed the delicious food made by Huang Rong on Peach Blossom Island, and then admired the scenery of Peach Blossom Island for a while, until it was getting dark. They said goodbye and left. Before parting, Huang Rong's address to Xiao Fan also changed from Mr. Zhao to Brother Xiao Fan. After parting with Huang Rong and Yan Lingjai, Xiao Fan quickly returned to the Qi world, still in his room. However, the time was also in the evening. Xiao Fan pondered for a while, and went out of the room directly, and came to the depths of the back mountain of the Xiao family. Then, his mind moved slightly and released the golden-winged eagle. Chew! The next moment, a sharp cry sounded. Then, in Xiao Fan's sight, there was also an extraordinary eagle, hovering in the low sky not far from him. The eagle had a golden crown on its head, a cold and chilly light on its dark golden beak, a pair of golden wings spread out to a width of 2 meters, strong legs, and claws that looked dangerous, and its eyes were full of fierceness. When the eagle looked at Xiao Fan, the fierceness in its eyes immediately disappeared, and it swooped down and landed beside Xiao Fan, stretched out its wings and rubbed against Xiao Fan's shoulders, with a look of intimacy and affection in its eyes. Xiao Fan looked at the golden-winged eagle in front of him and liked it very much. He reached out and stroked the soft feathers on its neck, and smiled and said, "From now on, you will be called Xiao Jin." Chirp! The golden-winged eagle obviously understood what Xiao Fan said, and chirped excitedly, and nodded in agreement. Xiao Fan found that he had a spiritual connection with the golden-winged eagle, and they could communicate with each other. In addition, the golden-winged eagle can also understand human language. The only regret is that it cannot speak human language. Xiao Jin, take me flying. When Xiao Fan read novels in his previous life, he often saw characters flying in the sky with various spirit beasts. He was very envious and fantasized that he could also have a spirit pet that could fly. Now that he really has a spirit pet, Xiao Fan also wants to experience it. Hearing Xiao Fan's words, Xiao Jin immediately lowered his body a little, and through the power of his mind, he conveyed his intention to let Xiao Fan sit on it. Xiao Fan immediately sat on Xiao Jin's back without hesitation. Kai! After Xiao Fan sat firmly, Xiao Jin chirped again and immediately carried Xiao Fan into the sky. Xiao Fan found that Xiao Jin would actively release an energy shield to protect him. Sitting on Xiao Jin's back, even if he did not mobilize any fighting spirit to stabilize his body, there would be no risk of falling, which made Xiao Fan more satisfied with this spirit pet. Xiao Fan rode Xiao Jin and flew around Mutant City. Seeing that the sky was getting dark, he prepared to return home to rest. When passing over the sky of the Xiao family, Xiao Fan suddenly had a slight thought in his mind, and communicated with Xiao Jin directly. Constrain your breath. Take me to a deserted place to land. Xiao Jin received Xiao Fan's order, and immediately without any hesitation, took Xiao Fan to land on a rockery in the backyard of the Xiao family. Xiao Jin and Xiao Fan both have the strength of Ling, and deliberately concealed their breath, so that the people of the Xiao family did not find anything at all. After landing on the rockery, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he put Xiao Jin into the system space again, while he hid his breath and prepared to inquire about the news in the Xiao family. The Xiao family and the Xiao family are hostile to each other. In the original book, the Xiao family hired an alchemist to squeeze the Xiao family's market. If it weren't for Xiao Yan's sudden rise, the Xiao family would probably not be able to hold on. Now, the Xiao family has not yet hired an alchemist to squeeze the Xiao family, but Xiao Fan broke Galio's limbs, and the Xiao family will definitely find a way to deal with the Xiao family. Xiao Fan was naturally not worried about what the Galio family could do to him. but he did not want the Xiao family to be attacked by the Gali family without paying attention. Ah, damn Xiao Fan, I must kill him. Not long after Xiao Fan entered the Gali family, he heard a scream mixed with curses. There was no doubt that the person who spoke was Galio, whose limbs were broken by him today. Xiao Fan sensed that in Galio's room, in addition to Galio, there was another person at the level of a great fighter. If nothing unexpected happened, it should be Galio's father, Galibi, the patriarch of the Gali family. Immediately, Xiao Fan's figure flashed slightly and floated to the outside of Galio's room. Just at this moment, Galio's gloomy voice was heard from inside. Originally, your father has contacted the alchemist Master Liu Zai, and planned to first destroy the Xiao family's market, so that the Xiao family will lose its financial support, and then destroy the Xiao family step by step. Who told you to act trashly? Galio said, I was beaten by Xiao Fan and had to lie in bed for a month. I was really angry. Moreover, I have arranged a fighting master to serve, which is very safe. Who knew Xiao Fan, that bastard, actually broke through to the fighting master? Hearing this, Galio said in a cold voice, don't worry, I have already discussed with the Oba family. We will destroy the Xiao family in one fell swoop in 3 days. The child of the Xiao family is growing too fast, and we will never let him live. At most, our Galio family will give up part of the benefits to the Oba family. Galio was overjoyed when he heard Galio's words. Great, then I will tear Xiao Fan into pieces with my own hands. Outside the room, Xiao Fan heard the words of Galio and his son, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Please collect, recommend, and give 5-star praise. Thank you, Brother Yanzu and Brother Edison. Chapter 11, Destruction at Any Moment. Xiao Fan breaks through again. In Mutant City, the Xiao family, the Oba family, and the Jiao family have always been in a three-way competition. Everyone wants to swallow up the other two and become the master of Mutant City. But because the overall strength of the three families is not much different, they restrain each other and can only maintain superficial stability. However, the Jiao family is the most aggressive. Now that Jialio's limbs have been crippled by Xiao Fan, the Jiao family has increased its determination to go to war with the Xiao family. Therefore, Jialbai thought about giving up some of his interests and reaching a cooperation with the Oba family to destroy the Xiao family together. Of course, the interests abandoned by the Jiao family actually belonged to the Xiao family. Unfortunately, Jialbai didn't know that Xiao Fan's current strength is not a fighting master at all, but a 6-star fighting spirit. They want to destroy the Xiao family, which is simply courting death. After hearing the conversation between Jialio and his son, Xiao Fan sentenced the Jiao family to death in his heart. After a moment of hesitation, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he released Xiao Jun directly from the system space. At the same time, through telepathic communication, he gave him an order: destroy everything in this family, and kill the father and son in the room first. Xiao Jun received Xiao Fan's order, and a sharp sound came out of his mouth, and he instantly swooped down towards Galio's room. Not good. There is a powerful monster. Galio sensed Xiao Jun's breath, and his face suddenly changed. However, before he could react, Xiao Jun had already broken into the room, and a pair of sharp claws suddenly grabbed Galio's head. Galio's eyes flashed with fear, and he subconsciously raised his arms to resist Xiao Jun's claws. Crack, crack. The next moment, 2 crisp sounds were heard, and Galio's 2 arms were all broken by Xiao Jun. Ah! Galio screamed immediately after his arms were broken. However, this is just the beginning. Amid Jialbai's screams, Xiao Jun waved his claws again, and 2 sharp invisible blades instantly cut Jialbai's throat. Plop! Jialbai stopped breathing immediately, and his body fell heavily to the ground. Dad! Seeing his father's tragic death, Jialio couldn't help but let out a cry of surprise, and his heart was filled with boundless fear. But soon, he didn't have to be afraid. Xiao Jun's claws directly grabbed Jialio's head, and red and white were scattered all over the ground. Then, Xiao Jun rushed through the Jiao family without any scruples, killing one after another in the Jiao family. The reason why Xiao Fan chose to let Xiao Jun take action was to hide himself. He had decided that after Xiao Jun destroyed the Jiao family, he would temporarily put Xiao Jun into the system space. At that time, no one in Mutant City would know that the destruction of the Xiao family was related to him. While Xiao Jin was frantically fighting with the members of the Xiao family, Xiao Fan flashed and went to the fighting skills pavilion of the Xiao family. In the Qi continent, some powerful families or sects have a Qi pavilion, which stores various skills and fighting skills of the force. The layout of the Xiao family and the Xiao family is actually similar. Xiao Fan quickly found the location of the Qi pavilion of the Xiao family, because Xiao Jin kept killing people in the Xiao family. The entire Xiao family was in chaos, with screams and wails everywhere. The elder who originally guarded the Qi pavilion also died under Xiao Jin's claws. Therefore, Xiao Fan easily entered the Qi pavilion of the Xiao family. Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he kept collecting various skills and fighting skills stored in the Qi pavilion into the system space. After a quarter of an hour, Xiao Fan finally received all the skills and fighting skills in the Xiao family into the system space. Then, Xiao Fan flashed and went directly out of the Xiao family and went directly to the outside of Mutant City. A Dling-level monster was committing crimes in the Xiao family. Anyone with some strength in Mutant City naturally sensed it. The Xiao family and the Oba family were no exception, and they sent spies to investigate the situation near the Xiao family. As for the core members of the two families, they did not act rashly. After all, the Dling-level monsters were beyond the reach of their two families. Half an hour later, Xiao Jin finally killed all the members of the Xiao family. Then, under Xiao Fan's instructions, Xiao Jin deliberately flew out of Mutant City. As soon as Xiao Jin flew out of Mutant City, Xiao Fan directly put it into the system space. Then, Xiao Fan pretended to be nothing, returned to the Xiao family, and then returned to his room. After returning to the room, Xiao Fan quickly checked the various martial arts and fighting skills swept from the Xiao family, but found that there were only a few yellow-level fighting skills with thunder attributes. So he simply uploaded all the martial arts and fighting skills to the mall of the Wanji chat group. The next moment, prompts kept ringing in the chat group. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded. Not long after, Xiao Fan uploaded all the martial arts and fighting skills he had swept from the Xiao family to the chat group's mall. Among them, there was only one Zhuan-level martial arts, which was exchanged for 8,000 points. 20 Huang-level martial arts. A total of 15,000 points were exchanged. Hundreds of various fighting skills. A total of 30,000 points were exchanged. Not bad. I earned 53,000 points in one go, adding the remaining 7,000 points. This is 60,000 points. This can improve my cultivation again. Killing and arson gold belt. The ancients did not deceive me. After counting the points he had accumulated now, Xiao Fan's face suddenly showed a satisfied smile. Next, use the points again to improve your cultivation. You use 10,000 points, and your cultivation is upgraded to a 7-starling. You use 10,000 points, and your cultivation is upgraded to an 8-starling. You use 10,000 points, and your cultivation is upgraded to a 9-starling. Insufficient points. Hearing the prompt of insufficient points, Xiao Fan had to stop. It seems that, just as I guessed before, every time you advance to a higher realm, the points consumed to improve your cultivation will increase tenfold. It's not so bad now, but when you reach the later realms of Zhong, Zun, and Sheng, the points you need to consume will be an astronomical number. It seems that while accumulating points, you also have to pay more attention to signing in. When Xiao Fan used the Xiao family's martial arts to exchange for points, and then used the points to improve his cultivation, the entire Mutant City was already in an uproar. Hiss! What kind of monster is this? It is so powerful that it destroyed the Xiao family, one of the three major families, in such a short time. It must be someone from the Xiao family. When did they provoke that terrifying monster? Otherwise, why did the monster only target the Xiao family and not others? Fortunately, high-level monsters have a certain amount of wisdom and did not kill people indiscriminately in Mutant City. Now, Mutant City is going to change completely. Speaking of which, during the day, the third young master of the Xiao family crippled the limbs of the young master of the Xiao family. The Xiao family must have taken revenge on the Xiao family. Now that the Xiao family has been destroyed by the monster, the Xiao family is relieved. That's true. The Xiao family is really lucky. Outside the Xiao family mansion, Zhan, the head of the Xiao family, Obapa, the head of the Oba family, and several elders of the two major families all rushed here after Xiao Jin left, looking at the ruins of the Xiao family mansion in front of them. Zhan, Obapa and others all looked solemn. The strength of the three major families is not far apart. The demon beast was able to destroy the Xiao family in a very short time. If it attacked any of them, the outcome would probably be no different. Obapa stared at the Xiao family mansion for a while, and suddenly looked at Zhan not far away, and said with a fake smile, "Patriarch, I wonder what you think about the destruction of the Xiao family." The test waters have begun, and various data support is urgently needed, such as collections, recommendation tickets, 5-star reviews, etc. Your support is the author's motivation to write. To express your gratitude, starting today, the update will increase from 4,000 words per day to at least 6,000 words per day. Bo, hold your fist. Chapter 12 Huang Rong's Loving Breakfast. Heading to the IP Man world. Zhan sneered when he heard this. What do I think? Of course I am very happy. If another powerful monster comes and destroys your Oba family, I will be even happier. When Obapa heard Zhan's words, his face suddenly sank. Could it be that this monster was arranged by your Xiao family? Zhan said lightly, if I have the ability to arrange such a powerful monster, I will not keep your Oba family. HMPH. Obapa snorted coldly when he heard this, and did not continue the topic. However, he agreed with Zhan's words in his heart. After a pause, Obapa said, the Xiao family has been destroyed, but other people still have to live a normal life. How about we divide the business of the Xiao family and the wealth they left behind equally between our two clans? Lu Jai pondered for a moment and nodded. You are talking like a human being. Okay, we will divide it equally. I hope your Oba family will not do anything tricky in the middle. Obapa smiled faintly. Don't worry, I still have some credibility. The business of the Xiao family was temporarily postponed. Zhan and Obapa first took the elders of their respective clans to the inside of the Xiao family and began to sweep. However, they were soon disappointed. All the martial arts and fighting skills of the Xiao family had been emptied long ago. In addition, the treasure house of the Xiao family was also empty. Even the ring on Xiao Bai's hand was taken away. Only a small number of usable things were left on some of the corpses. All of this was done by Xiao Fan, of course. After Xiao Fan took away the martial arts and fighting skills of the Xiao family, he went to empty their treasure house. Although the things in the Xiao family's treasure house were not very precious, Xiao Fan did not want to let others get them for free. Damn, it seems that someone got there first. After searching the Xiao family, Obapa's face was gloomy, and he spoke angrily, looking at Zhan with a suspicious look. Zhan said coldly, why are you looking at me like that? I came to the Xiao family at about the same time as you did. Can't you sense that? I also suspect that your Oba family emptied the Xiao family in advance. After all, your Oba family is in the casino business, so it is normal to hide some masters who do dirty things in secret. Obapa said, this matter was definitely not done by my Oba family. Zhan said, no matter who did it, it's too late to say these now. It seems that we can only take over the business of the Xiao family and barely get a share of the benefits. Obapa's eyes flashed. Yes, then let's discuss it carefully. How to distribute the Xiao family's property specifically. Xiao Fan naturally didn't know what was happening in the Xiao family mansion. Of course, even if he knew, Xiao Fan wouldn't care. Xiao Fan didn't touch the Oba family for the time being, just because he didn't want the Xiao family to be too eye-catching and attract the attention and investigation of the Soul Clan. Although the Soul Clan may not be dispatched, the Soul Palace under the Soul Clan is not something the Xiao family can afford to have any guardian. The Warcraft only destroyed the Xiao family, which can be said to be an accident, but the Xiao family was unscathed after destroying the two major enemies of the Xiao family. Anyone would suspect the Xiao family. Xiao Fan decided to wait for a while, and it would not be too late to destroy the Oba family when he was stronger. At this moment, Xiao Fan was screening the treasures obtained from the Xiao family. After screening, Xiao Fan found that except for the ring of Xiao Bai, The other so-called treasures were of no use to him. But he couldn't use this ring blatantly. After a little hesitation, Xiao Fan simply exchanged all the property of the Xiao family except the gold coins for points in the mall. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded. Soon, another series of chat group reminders came. Only 20,000 points. So few. After the exchange, Xiao Fan was a little dissatisfied. After improving his cultivation just now, Xiao Fan still had 30,000 points left. With the 20,000 points he exchanged for the Xiao family's property, his total points reached 50,000. Unfortunately, in order to break through the Duang, he must have 100,000 points, which is still a long way off. Forget it. It's getting late. Let's go to bed. Seeing that he couldn't improve his cultivation, Xiao Fan was too lazy to think about it and went to bed to rest. Anyway, now that there is a shortcut to improve his cultivation, there is no need to practice hard. There was no conversation that night. The next morning, Xiao Fan woke up again in the morning light outside the window. After waking up, Xiao Fan focused his mind on the Wanji chat group again. He casually glanced at the chat interface and found that there were already hundreds of messages in the group. Most of them were the content of Huang Rong and Yan Lingjai's casual chat. Another part was that Xiao Fan exchanged points twice last night, which once again shocked the group members. He glanced at the messages in the chat group and found that there was nothing important, so Xiao Fan did not respond and directly chose to sign in for today. Ding! Xiao Fan signed in successfully and got 500 points. The points for signing in are getting less and less. Xiao Fan was a little dissatisfied after signing in. However, thinking of other people in the group, each time they signed in, they could only get dozens of points, so he could accept it. At this time, there was news in the chat group again. Yan Lingjai, wow, brother Xiao Fan is so amazing. He gets so many points every time he signs in. Starry eyes. Huang Rong, good morning, brother Xiao Fan. I'm so envious. Envy. Xiao Fan, good morning. Huang Rong, has brother Xiao Fan had breakfast? Xiao Fan, not yet. The first thing I did when I got up was to sign into the chat group. Huang Rong, I made extra breakfast, and I'll give one to brother Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan's exclusive red envelope. Xiao Fan, thank you Ronger. Then I won't be polite. Xiao Fan received the exclusive red envelope. Xiao Fan had just received the red envelope, and suddenly a fragrant century egg and lean meat porridge appeared in front of him, as well as a stewed chicken with mushrooms and a shredded pork roll. Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he put them on the table in the room, then stood up and started to eat heartily. The Wanji chat group does not need to use hands or mouth to send messages. Xiao Fan sent a message again while eating delicious food. Xiao Fan, at Huang Rong, your cooking skills are great. Thank you Ronger for the loving breakfast. Huang Rong, as long as Xiao Fan likes it. Yan Lingjai, sister Ronger, I want to eat it too. Drool. Huang Rong, okay, I'll send you one too. Yan Lingjai's exclusive red envelope. Zhu Yuanzhang, is the breakfast made by Miss Huang really delicious? Can I have one too? The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, I also want to try the food of the mortal world. Huang Rong, everyone has a share. Red envelope. Yan Lingjai received Huang Rong's red envelope. Zhu Yuanzhang received Huang Rong's red envelope. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal received Huang Rong's red envelope. Yap Men received Huang Rong's red envelope. Yan Lingjai, thank you, sister Ronger, it's delicious. Happy. Zhu Yuanzhang, it is indeed delicious, much better than what the imperial chef in the imperial kitchen makes. Thank you Miss Huang. Yi Wen, very delicious. Thank you Miss Huang, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. Well, the food in the mortal world also has a unique flavor. Thank you little Huang Rong. Huang Rong, you are welcome. Everyone enjoyed the food given by Huang Rong while chatting, and the atmosphere in the group was very pleasant. After breakfast, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he took the opportunity to propose a plan to visit other worlds. Xiao Fan, at Yi Wen, I want to visit your world. Is it possible? Yi Wen, welcome Mr. Xiao to visit Yi's world. I will send an invitation to Mr. Xiao right away. Yi Wen responded and immediately sent an invitation through the chat group. Xiao Fan, thank you, I will come right over. After Xiao Fan responded to Yi Wen, he directly traveled to the world where Yi Wen was through the chat group. As soon as he entered Yi Wen's world, Xiao Fan directly gave the system a signed-in instruction in his heart. During the test period, various data are very important. I would like to ask all readers to support me. Collections, recommendation tickets, and 5-star reviews are all free. Just click on them. Thank you very much. Your support is the author's motivation to write. I will continue to work hard. There will be updates later today, so stay tuned. Chapter 13 3-Star Fighting King. New member of the chat group. Ding. Sign in successful. Congratulations to the host. You have obtained a Thunder Source fruit. After taking it, you can refine your essence, so that any part of the body can release the power of thunder at will, and you are not afraid of any thunder power attack. Note: only people with thunder attributes can use it. What a good thing. Hearing the reward content prompted by the system, Xiao Fan was suddenly surprised. This Thunder Source fruit is completely tailor-made for him. However, Xiao Fan was not in a hurry to take out the Thunder Source fruit and take it. It would not be too late to use it when he returned to the Qi world. Welcome, Mr. Zhao, Yi Wen said politely when he saw Xiao Fan coming. Yi Wen was extremely thin, wearing a refined long gown, and the whole person looked humble, gentle and polite. It was very different from the image in the film and television dramas. Xiao Fan smiled and said, "Thank you." Yi Wen extended his hand and gestured, "Mr. Zhao, please come inside and chat." Xiao Fan did not leave in a hurry because the sign-in was completed. He smiled and went into the old house where Yi Wen lived with Yi Wen. Xiao Fan took a look at the situation of Yi Wen's house. It was just an abandoned old house. It seemed that the war had broken out and Yi Wen's ancestral home was occupied by Japanese pirates. Thinking in his heart, Xiao Fan did not deliberately mention this matter. The two chatted casually for a while. Xiao Fan also instructed Yi Wen on the practice of Wing Chun. Under the guidance of Yi Wen, they strolled around casually and then returned to the Qi world. After returning to the room in the Qi world, Xiao Fan did not hesitate at the first time to take out the Thunder Source fruit and swallow it. As soon as Xiao Fan swallowed the Thunder Source fruit, he felt a strong and violent energy suddenly surge into his body. Crackle! Xiao Fan felt that his body seemed to be baptized by thunder and lightning, and his hair stood up. But soon, all the discomforts on Xiao Fan's body disappeared, and the violent thunder energy seemed to become docile. What surprised Xiao Fan even more was that under the baptism of the thunder power, he not only became a pure Thunder Source physique, but also broke through from the 9-star link to the 3-star Duang realm. Not only did he cross the barrier of the Great Realm, but he also continued to improve the Small Realm. This was really a pleasant surprise. At the same time, Xiao Fan also found that now he would get a certain bonus to the power of any thunder attribute fighting skills he used. Very good. It seems that signing in is still improving quickly. If you use points to improve, this is 300,000 points. It will take a long time to earn. After carefully feeling the changes in his body, Xiao Fan felt very satisfied, and at the same time he looked forward to the next sign-in. At this time, the message interface of the chat group was moving again. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, at all members, everyone, pay attention, new members are about to be added. Yan Lingjai, looking forward to it. I don't know if the new member is a handsome guy or a beautiful girl. Rubbing hands, Huang Rong, what, Yan Lingjai? Are you going to fall in love with someone else? Smirk, Yan Lingjai. Bah, what do you mean by falling in love with someone else? Don't talk nonsense. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, be quiet for a while, waiting for the new member to pop up. Ding. Qian Renxu, the young master of the Spirit Hall, joins the chat group. IP Man, welcome newcomers to the group. Zhu Yuanzhang, welcome newcomers. Yan Lingjai, newcomer send red envelopes. Huang Rong, welcome, young master of the Spirit Hall. That sounds pretty impressive. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, welcome newcomers. Qian Renxu, the 10,000 Worlds chat group. What is this? The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, the 10,000 Worlds chat group, as the name suggests, allows people from all the heavens and the 10,000 worlds to communicate without obstacles, and the languages of different worlds will be automatically recognized and converted. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. Now, this group owner will introduce other functions of the chat group to the newcomers. Afterwards, the group leader, the Great Immortal, talked a lot and introduced all the functions of the chat group to Qian Renxu. Qian Renxu, I understand. Thank you for clearing up my doubts. I will sign in first and try. Ding. Qian Renxu signed in successfully and got 100 points. Yan Lingjai, I was expecting the newcomer to break Brother Xiao Fan's signed-in points record. It seems that I thought too much. Brother Xiao Fan is still awesome. Xiao Fan, oh, why do you expect the newcomer to break my record? Yan Lingjai, in that case, the newcomer will send red envelopes when he is happy. Laughing. Xiao Fan, at Qian Renxu, I was busy just now. Welcome new friends to the group. Qian Renxu, thank you. Huang Rong, at all-knowing and all-powerful great immortal, group leader, do you know the specific situation of the newcomer? All-knowing and all-powerful great immortal, of course I know. Qian Renxu, do you want to know what your future will be like? Qian Renxu, can the group leader know my future? Please let the group leader know. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, it's a bit troublesome to explain. Let me send you a book and you will understand it after reading it. Qian Renxu's exclusive red envelope. Qian Renxu, thank you, group leader. After Qian Renxu thanked the group leader, she directly received the exclusive red envelope and soon knew her future fate. Her brows could not help but furrowed. Qian Renxu, will the future really be like this? Will the spirit hall be overthrown? Will I fall in love with the enemy of the spirit hall? Xiao Fan, at Qian Renxu, the future is uncertain, especially now that you know about the future. You can change it naturally. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, what Xiao Fan said is right. The chat group can make you more powerful. As long as you are strong enough, changing your destiny is a piece of cake. Qian Renxu, I see. Thank you, Mr. Zhao, and thank you, group leader. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, you can hunt soul beasts in your world and exchange them for points, and then use the points to improve your cultivation. Qian Renxu, thank you. Afterwards, the group chatted about some meaningless topics again. Seeing this, Xiao Fan directly exited the chat group interface. After exiting the chat group interface, Xiao Fan thought for a moment and left the room directly, intending to go out for some fresh air. Hello, third young master. Hello, third young master. Hello, Xiao Fan. Wherever Xiao Fan passed, whether it was the servants of the Xiao family or the children of the family, they all greeted Xiao Fan and looked at Xiao Fan with admiration in their eyes. The news that Xiao Fan defeated Shi Worshipper of the Jiali family yesterday had already spread throughout the entire Wuden city, not to mention the people of the Xiao family. Even the outsiders of Wuden city were full of admiration for Xiao Fan. After all, breaking through to the Qi realm at the age of 18 is not something that ordinary people can do. Xiao Fan looked at the respectful appearance of the Xiao family and felt quite happy. If they knew that he was already a 3-star Wang, I wonder what their expressions would be. Low profile, low profile. The enemy is very powerful, and the wretched development cannot be wasteful. Suddenly, Xiao Fan thought of the Soul clan who were eyeing the Xiao family, and he could not help but restrain his emotions and secretly warned himself in his heart. Brother Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan was thinking in his heart, and suddenly a pleasant and soft voice came to his ears. Hearing the voice, Xiao Fan retracted his thoughts and looked at the person who came with a smile. Xuner, what's wrong? Xiao Xuner said with a smile, I heard that the Mittel family is going to hold an auction today. Why don't we go and have a look together? Maybe there will be something good. Oh, auction. That's good. Xiao Fan's heart moved slightly when he heard Xiao Xuner's words, and he nodded and agreed. When Xiao Xuner saw Xiao Fan agreed, she was immediately very happy, and she went up to Xiao Fan and took his arm. Let's go, brother Xiao Fan. Please collect, recommend, and give 5-star praise. The data support of all readers is the motivation for the author to write. Thank you very much. Chapter 14 Jealousy and Fierce Competition. Mytil Auction House. This is the largest auction house in Wuden City, which belongs to Mytil family, one of the 3 major families of Gamma Empire. The 3 major families of Gamma Empire are Mytil family, Nelan family and Intel family. The 3 major families are involved in the military, business and other aspects of Gamma Empire, and can be said to be deep-rooted giants. Among them, Mytil family is the richest family, and it has a close relationship with the royal family of Gamma Empire. Therefore, with my Xiao family as the backstage, even if the profit of the auction is very terrifying, no one dares to take advantage of them. Welcome Master Xiao Fan and Miss Xiao. Xiao Fan and Xiao are also celebrities in Yutun City. As soon as they walked to the gate of my Til auction house, the guard at the gate hurriedly spoke respectfully to the two. Xiao Fan nodded slightly at the guard, and then walked into the auction hall side by side with Xiao, led by a maid. Xiao Fan and Xiao quickly entered the front row VIP seats of the auction venue. Fanner, Xiao, you are here too. The two had just followed the maid to the front row when they heard a familiar voice. Just by hearing the voice, Xiao Fan knew that the person who spoke was his father in this life, Xiao Zhan, the head of the Xiao family. Xiao naturally recognized Xiao Zhan as well. Dad, Uncle Xiao. The two greeted Xiao Zhan at the same time. Then, Xiao Fan took Xiao and sat on Xiao Zhan's side. Haha, this must be Xiao Fan, the third young master of the Xiao family, and he is really a handsome man. Xiao Fan had just sat down when a middle-aged man on the other side of Xiao Zhan spoke with a fake smile. Xiao Zhan said to Xiao Fan and Xiao, this is Obapa, the head of the Oba family. Xiao Fan smiled slightly. Thank you for the compliment, head of the Oba family. Obapa smiled and didn't say anything more. As time passed, more and more guests came to the auction hall. Under the lights in the center of the auction hall, a beautiful woman in a red dress and a graceful figure was walking in. If nothing unexpected happens, this woman must be Yafei of the Mittel family. She is indeed a fairy. Xiao Fan looked at the woman and couldn't help but think secretly in his heart. Brother Xiao Fan, are you interested in Miss Yafei? Xiao Fan was looking at Yafei, and suddenly heard Xiao's voice, which was obviously full of sourness. Xiao Fan retracted his gaze after hearing this, gently scratched Xiao's nose, and smiled. What, Sister Xiao is jealous? Huh, I'm not jealous. Xiao snorted, turned her head away, and said stubbornly. Seeing this, Xiao Fan couldn't help but laugh. At this time, Yafei in the middle of the auction venue naturally noticed Xiao Fan and Xiao. When she saw Xiao Fan looking at her, his eyes were very clear. Without the obsession like other men, Yafei couldn't help but have a good impression of him. Looking at Xiao Fan and Xiao's playfulness, Yafei shook her head with some amusement. Seeing that the time was almost up, Yafei opened her red lips and uttered a tender voice that made people's bones numb. Welcome all distinguished guests to participate in this auction. I believe everyone knows the rules of the auction. I will not delay your precious time. The auction officially begins. Then, under the auspices of Yafei, the atmosphere in the auction venue soon became high. One by one, the auction items were scrambled for. However, Xiao Fan did not find any items that he was interested in for the time being, so he did not join the auction. Xiao Zhan and Obapa, who were not far away, also sat in their chairs as steady as a mountain, without any intention of participating in the auction. Suddenly, Xiao Fan noticed that at the back of the auction venue, a figure covered in a black robe slowly entered the venue and found a secluded seat to sit down. Could it be him? Compared with the original book, it seems to be a lot earlier. Seeing Xiao Fan looking back, Xiao couldn't help but ask curiously, Brother Xiao Fan, what's wrong? Xiao Fan shook his head slightly. Nothing, I just seem to see an acquaintance, but maybe I recognize the wrong person. Xiao didn't think much about it. Everyone. The auction house just received a new auction item. I think everyone will be interested. Just as the figure just sat down in the corner of the venue, Yafei in the center of the venue suddenly laughed. After saying that, Yafei waved her jade hand, and a maid came forward with a tray. On the tray, there was a small white jade bottle. Next, as in the original book, Yafei introduced to everyone the second grade elixir foundation building spirit liquid in the small white jade bottle. After Yafei finished her introduction, the auction venue soon entered a fierce competition. In the end, only Xiao Zhan and Obapa were left to fight each other. Not long after, the price rose from the initial 8,000 gold coins to 31,000 gold coins. Dad, give it to Chief Oba. Just when Xiao Zhan wanted to continue to raise the price, Xiao Fan suddenly stopped him. Xiao Zhan was slightly startled when he heard this. You should understand why I want to buy this foundation building spirit liquid. Xiao Fan smiled faintly. Dad, of course I understand, but it is no longer useful now. Xiao Zhan frowned slightly. Are you sure? Xiao Fan nodded heavily. I am very sure. After listening to Xiao Fan's words, Xiao Zhan pondered for a while, and finally said, I give up. Congratulations to Chief Oba. Oba looked back and forth between Xiao Zhan and Xiao Fan in some doubt, and then smiled and said, Thank you, Chief, for giving it up. Yif, who was in the middle of the venue, was also a little surprised when she saw this scene. She subconsciously looked at Xiao Fan a few more times, and then confirmed the ownership of the foundation building spirit liquid. In the corner of the venue, Xiao Yan, who was wrapped in a black robe, saw this scene and immediately breathed a sigh of relief. In the middle of the venue, after confirming the ownership of the foundation building spirit liquid, Yif continued, Next, it is the finale of this auction. At this point, Yif paused slightly, took out a green ancient scroll from the tray, and then said, The Zhuan level advanced technique, the wind scroll. As soon as the Zhuan level advanced technique came out, the auction venue was suddenly silent. Almost everyone was shocked. In this remote town, the Zhuan level advanced technique is the top level technique. After the silence, everyone looked at the ancient scroll with a fiery look. Yif was very satisfied with the reaction of the people in the venue, but she was a little surprised to see Xiao Fan and Xiao Zhan indifferent. Temporarily suppressing the emotions in her heart, Yif began to introduce this technique called the wind scroll to everyone. Miss Yif, make an offer quickly. After listening to Yif's introduction, someone in the auction venue couldn't help but urge. Yif always kept a charming smile on her beautiful face, and said with a smile, Wind scroll. The auction reserve price is 200,000 gold coins. Xiao Fan's eyebrows moved slightly when he saw this. In the original book, this skill was finally bought by the Jiali family. It was a pity. If I had known that the auction would be advanced, I would have destroyed the Jiali family later and let them bid for this skill. Wouldn't I have been able to grab it easily? When Xiao Fan's mind was flying, the atmosphere in the auction hall had already been extremely hot. The price of the wind scroll was also rising. After a fierce competition, the voices of bidding in the venue became fewer and fewer, and gradually became sparse. 300,000. At this time, Obapa, the patriarch of the Oba family sitting in the first row, finally chose to bid. Hearing this price, the other bidders in the auction hall immediately gave up. Just when Obapa was a little proud, Xiao Zhan followed suit and called out, I'll bid 350,000. Obapa glanced at Xiao Zhan and grinned. 370,000. Xiao Zhan said calmly, 400,000. Obapa frowned slightly when he heard the price. 420,000. 430,000. Xiao Zhan was about to continue bidding, but Xiao Fan on the side suddenly spoke. Hearing Xiao Fan's sudden bid, Obapa, Xiao Zhan, Yif, and many guests in the auction venue all suddenly focused their attention on Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan shrugged slightly. Why are you all looking at me? Can't I bid? Please collect, comment, and give 5-star praise. Thank you all Brother Yanzu and Brother Edison. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 15 promoted again. Yan Linjai asks for help. Yif smiled and said delicately, Master Xiao Fan can bid. Of course. That voice made many people in the auction venue feel weak. Obapa looked at Xiao Fan with a gloomy face. Nephew Xiao Fan, can you afford so many gold coins? Xiao Fan smiled faintly. Even if I can't, my father is still here. The owner of the auction house is not afraid that I can't afford the gold coins, so why should the Oba clan leader worry about others? Xiao Fan vaguely remembered that the Oba family's limit was 430,000 gold coins. The reason why he bid before Xiao Zhan was that he didn't want Xiao Zhan to bid too high and make the auction house cheaper. You, Humphrey. Obapa's face became even gloomier when he heard Xiao Fan's words. He snorted coldly, but said no more. 430,000 was enough to put the Oba family into an economic crisis at this time. If the price was raised again, the Oba family would probably collapse. Therefore, Obapa had to give up bidding. If Obapa stopped bidding, Xiao Zhan would naturally not raise the price. Therefore, the finale of this auction, the final winner, was Xiao Fan. Yif looked at Xiao Fan curiously with her charming eyes. The small hammer in her jade hand knocked down under the close attention of everyone in the venue. At the same time, she opened her red lips and said with a smile, "The wind scroll was successfully bought by Master Xiao Fan." Xiao Fan smiled and looked at Xiao Zhan next to him. "Dad, lend me some money." Xiao Zhan glared at Xiao Fan. "Do you want to borrow 430,000 gold coins?" Xiao Fan smiled. "Dad is wise." Xiao Zhan shook his head slightly, without saying anything more, and paid the fee directly. After the finale of the wind scroll was decided, the auction also came to an end, and soon everyone dispersed. Xiao Fan and Xiao Xuner also followed Xiao Zhan back to the Xiao family. After returning to the Xiao family, Xiao Zhan reached out his hand in the direction of Xiao Fan. "Give it to me." Xiao Fan naturally understood what Xiao Zhan wanted, and smiled and said, "Dad, don't be impatient, I want to comprehend this technique first, and then return it to you." Xiao Zhan frowned slightly when he heard this. "You are of the thunder attribute, and practicing the wind attribute technique will conflict and may have unpredictable consequences." Xiao Fan said, "Don't worry, I'm just going to comprehend it, I won't practice it." Under Xiao Fan's insistence, Xiao Zhan finally did not take the wind scroll. Xiao Fan exchanged a few words with Xiao Xuner, and after comforting Xiao Xuner, he took the wind scroll and returned to his room directly, and began to comprehend this Zhuan level advanced technique. "You began to comprehend the Zhuan level advanced technique wind scroll. Because of your extraordinary understanding, you quickly comprehended the essence of it, and on the basis of the original technique, you deduced and created the earth level primary technique hurricane scroll." Sure enough, after deducing and creating the earth level primary hurricane scroll on the basis of the wind scroll, Xiao Fan was immediately surprised. This is why he insisted on bringing the wind scroll back to his room. "I overlooked this last night." Suddenly, Xiao Fan remembered the martial arts fighting skills he had looted from the Jiali family last night, and couldn't help feeling a little regretful. After a brief pause, Xiao Fan directly uploaded the new martial arts he had deduced and created to the chat group upload. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the earth level primary martial arts hurricane scroll, and received 30,000 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the Zhuan level advanced martial arts wind scroll, and received 9,000 points. After a brief pause, Xiao Fan took out all the Zhuan level martial arts and 20 Huang level martial arts looted from the Jiali family, and prepared to deduce and create new martial arts to exchange for points. More than an hour later, Xiao Fan comprehended all of these 21 martial arts, and deduced and created a higher level martial arts. Then he uploaded all of these martial arts to the chat group mall. After this wave of operations, Xiao Fan's points actually increased by 230,000. Adding the 30,000 points exchanged for the hurricane technique and the remaining points, the total points reached 289,500. As for those fighting skills, there were too many of them, and the level value was too low, so Xiao Fan was too lazy to bother with them. Xiao Fan first checked the items that were randomly refreshed in the system mall today, and there was nothing to buy, so he used the points again to improve his cultivation. You used 100,000 points, and your cultivation level was raised to 4-star Wang. You used 100,000 points, and your cultivation level was raised to 5-star Wang. Insufficient points. When the chat group prompted that the points were insufficient again, Xiao Fan had to stop. At this time, Xiao Fan's cultivation level had reached the realm of 5-star Wang. Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he checked his detailed information in the chat group. Group member, Xiao Fan, age, 18, world, Qi world, cultivation, 5-star Wang, potential, unknown, points, 89,500. This detailed information was only visible to Xiao Fan himself, and even the group owner could not view it. Not bad, the strength of a 5-star Wang, and it seems that the next upgrade is not far away. After checking his detailed information in the Wanji chat group, Xiao Fan nodded with satisfaction. Then, Xiao Fan took the original wind scroll and went to find his father Xiao Zhan. As long as Xiao Fan comprehended the technique, he could upload it to the chat group mall at will, and it would not have any effect on the original scroll. Therefore, the scroll of the wind scroll is still intact. As for the hurricane scroll, the Earth-level technique that Xiao Fan deduced and created. Xiao Fan decided to keep it secret for the time being, and wait until he went out for a tour and came back to pass it on to his father Xiao Zhan. Otherwise, Xiao Fan would not be able to explain the origin of the technique. When Xiao Zhan saw Xiao Fan bringing him the scroll of the wind scroll, he immediately relaxed and said to Xiao Fan with a smile, "How is it you, with the thunder attribute, can't practice this wind attribute technique, right? Now you know I didn't lie to you." Xiao Fan didn't argue with Xiao Zhan. "I just read this technique once and found it was of no help to me, so I gave it back to you. You should be more careful when practicing it yourself." Xiao Zhan nodded and said, "Don't worry, I won't be as reckless as you young people." Xiao Fan smiled when he heard it. "Okay, Dad, you do your thing, I'll leave first." After saying that, Xiao Fan turned around and left. Xiao Zhan looked at Xiao Fan's back and couldn't help but shook his head slightly. After Xiao Fan separated from his father Xiao Zhan, he casually wandered around the family, occasionally giving instructions to the family's children on their practice, which was also a way to relax. In this way, a day passed quickly. Xiao Fan didn't need to practice hard until late at night like Yan, so after dark, Xiao Fan, who had nothing to do, chose to fall asleep directly. When Xiao Fan woke up from his dream, it was already the early morning of the next day. Just as Xiao Fan was about to sign in, he sensed that someone in the chat group was frantically @ing him. "What's going on? Someone keeps looking for me so early in the morning." After complaining, Xiao Fan sank his consciousness into the chat interface of the Wanji chat group, and immediately found that there were dozens of repeated messages in the entire chat group. "Yan Lingjai, Xiao Fan, Brother Xiao Fan, help me, please recommend, collect, and give a 5-star rating. Thank you all for your support, Brother Yanzu and Brother Edison." Chapter 16 Xiao Fan takes action with the power of thunder. Ding! Xiao Fan signed in successfully and got 500 points. Xiao Fan signed in the chat group skillfully first, and then replied to Yan Lingjai's message. "Xiao Fan, Yan Lingjai, what's wrong? What happened?" Xiao Fan just sent a message, and Yan Lingjai replied immediately. "Yan Lingjai, Xiao Fan, Brother Xiao Fan, many powerful enemies have come to my side and want to destroy our village. Please come and save me." When Xiao Fan saw Yan Lingjai's message, his heart moved slightly. It seemed that the Baiyu kingdom was about to fall. At first, Xiao Fan saw that Yan Lingjai was very mature and plump, but he didn't think about it. However, the anime did not mention how old Yan Lingjai was when her hometown was destroyed. His thoughts were flying in his mind, but it did not affect Xiao Fan's response to Yan Lingjai's message in the group. "Xiao Fan, Yan Lingjai, please invite me to your world." Yan Lingjai, "Yes, Brother Xiao Fan, please come." "Xiao Fan, here I come." Xiao Fan did receive an invitation from Yan Lingjai in the chat group, so he replied briefly with 2 words and then agreed to the invitation. The next moment, Xiao Fan appeared directly in the world of Tianqing Jiayuj. Yan Lingjai was in a village that looked a little poor and decayed. The village was already in chaos at this moment, with fireworks everywhere. Around the village, there was an army of hundreds of people, constantly slaughtering the village. The men in the village took hoes, hatchets and other simple weapons, and tried to stop the killers like moths to a flame. The remaining old, weak, women and children were terrified to find a place to hide. Yan Lingjai was also fighting the enemy at this moment. However, she has not even broken through the innate realm yet, and in the world of Tianqing Jiayuj, some officers in the army are also very strong. When the officer saw Yan Lingjai kill a few unlucky soldiers, he showed an evil smile in his eyes and rode towards Yan Lingjai. Seeing this, Xiao Fan frowned slightly, and then his figure flashed slightly, and he was next to the officer in an instant, and a lightning finger was sent out. Crackle! In an instant, the officer's body trembled continuously, and countless lightning arcs flashed on his body. After a while, the officer was directly struck by lightning and turned into black charcoal. "Brother Xiao Fan, you are finally here." Yan Lingjai saw Xiao Fan coming and killed the enemy that she was unable to deal with a casual blow, and her face immediately showed surprise of surviving the disaster. At this time, the enchanting charm on Yan Lingjai's face disappeared, replaced by a kind of pitiful and delicate posture. which had another kind of beauty. Xiao Fan's eyes swept over Yan Lingjia and smiled. Next, leave it to me. After the voice fell, Xiao Fan did not delay any longer and rushed directly to the army of hundreds of people. When the soldiers saw their commander was killed by Xiao Fan with one blow, they all showed shock on their faces, and they couldn't help but feel fear in their hearts. Seeing Xiao Fan coming to kill him, some people subconsciously chose to run away. However, there were still many people who wanted to rush forward and join forces to kill Xiao Fan. Kill! Someone shouted, holding a long knife, and slashed at Xiao Fan. Then, 300 or 400 people attacked Xiao Fan. Brother Xiao Fan, be careful. Seeing this, Yan Lingjia was worried. Xiao Fan's expression did not change. In order to prevent Yan Lingjia from getting hurt, he held Yan Lingjia with his left hand, and the whole person instantly flew into the air, and then swung his right palm downwards. Boom! As Xiao Fan moved, a roar suddenly sounded in the air. At the same time, an illusory hand flashing with purple lightning appeared out of thin air in the air, like a huge curtain covering the sky, and instantly pressed down on the hundreds of soldiers. Bang! With a loud bang, the 300 or 400 people who attacked Xiao Fan were all slapped to death by the illusory hand flashing with purple lightning. On their bodies, there were arcs of lightning flashing continuously. Some bodies were even directly struck into charcoal by lightning. This move was exactly the Thunder Palm, a ground-level fighting skill. As Xiao Fan's strength increased, the power of the ground-level fighting skill became more and more terrifying. Hiss! Seeing this scene, the villagers of Yan Lingjia village, as well as the few soldiers who did not attack Xiao Fan, could not help but take a breath. Run! Suddenly, a soldier who was frightened and pale shouted, and quickly fled away. Seeing this, the soldiers who survived by chance also shouted and fled in embarrassment. Mighty Thunder God! Mighty Thunder God! After being shocked, the villagers in Yan Lingjia village knelt on the ground and worshipped Xiao Fan respectfully. These villagers were just ordinary people. In their eyes, Xiao Fan's terrifying method of casually performing thunder attacks was no different from the legendary Thunder God. Yan Lingjia looked at Xiao Fan with stars in her eyes. Brother Xiao Fan, you are so amazing. Xiao Fan smiled slightly. As long as you practice hard, it won't be long before you can reach my current strength. While speaking, Xiao Fan brought Yan Lingjia and landed on the ground. Looking at the villagers who were kneeling on the ground and constantly shouting Mighty Thunder God, Xiao Fan couldn't help but frowned and said to Yan Lingjia, explain to them, so that they don't keep kneeling like this. I am not the Thunder God, and I don't like the title of Thunder God. Oh, okay, brother Xiao Fan. Yan Lingjia left Xiao Fan's arms reluctantly, and then stepped forward to explain a few words to the villagers. Next, with the concerted efforts of the villagers, the fire set by the army was quickly put out. Although the village suffered a lot of losses, it was finally avoided from being destroyed because of Xiao Fan. A group of villagers came forward to express their gratitude to Xiao Fan. After Xiao Fan sent everyone away, he found Yan Lingjia alone. I can only stay here for 1 day at most. I let those people go just now so that they can go and report the news and call their senior generals to see if the crisis in the village can be completely resolved. Yan Lingjia was immediately grateful when she heard what Xiao Fan said. Brother Xiao Fan, you are so kind. Xiao Fan continued, it is still unknown whether senior generals will come, and it may not be able to solve the trouble at once. So the best way is for you to work hard to improve your strength. As long as you are strong, you will not be afraid of any enemy. Yan Lingjia heard this and had a bitter face. But I don't have any points. If I only rely on practice, it will be too slow to improve my strength. Xiao Fan stretched out his hand and flicked Yan Lingjia's forehead, and said unhappily, who told you to use all the points to buy delicious food? Oh, it hurts. I know I was wrong. Yan Lingjia let out a soft cry of pain, and then looked at Xiao Fan eagerly. Brother Xiao Fan, why don't you lend me some points first, and when I am strong, I will definitely earn points quickly, and I can return it to you then. Please collect, recommend, praise, and reward. Your data is the author's motivation to write. Thank you handsome guys and beautiful girls. Chapter 17 Brother Xiao Fan, I love you. Xiao Fan looked at Yan Lingjia with a smile. How many points do you want to borrow? Yan Lingjia blinked. How many points do you need to upgrade to Brother Xiao Fan's current realm? Xiao Fan heard this and flicked his head at Yan Lingjai's forehead again. Little girl, you are quite greedy. You are dreaming. Ouch, it hurts. Can't I just ask? Yan Lingjai looked like she was about to cry, rubbing her forehead and muttering softly, don't even think about it. Xiao Fan replied lightly, and then pondered, I can only lend you 5,000 points at most, which is enough for you to upgrade to the Grandmaster level. Although it is not too strong in your world, it is generally enough to protect yourself. You will have to work hard on your own in the future. Thank you, brother Xiao Fan. Yan Lingjai heard Xiao Fan's words and immediately regained her smile and thanked him. Go to the chat group to get the red envelope, Xiao Fan said to Yan Lingjai, and then his consciousness sank into the chat group interface and sent Yan Lingjai an exclusive red envelope. Xiao Fan, Yan Lingjai's exclusive red envelope. Yeah, Yan Lingjai nodded and agreed, and then entered the chat group interface. Yan Lingjai received Xiao Fan's red envelope and received 5,000 points. As soon as this news came out, the chat group suddenly became lively again. Huang Rong, what's going on? Why did brother Xiao Fan send Yan Lingjai an exclusive red envelope, and 5,000 points at a time? Yi Wen, Master Xiao was generous. Zhu Yuanzhang, Master Xiao was too generous. This is 5,000 points. Qian Renxu, 5,000 points. How many soul beasts do I have to hunt to exchange for it? In the world of demon resurrection, Xiaoxiao looked at the news and the group. Her eyes suddenly widened, and she almost couldn't help but shed tears of envy. 5,000 points. I have to introduce the chat group function to 50 group members to earn it. Xiaoxiao rubbed the pillow with both hands, and couldn't help but envy. No, calm down. I can't lose my status as a great immortal. After a while, Xiaoxiao took a deep breath, suppressed the restless emotions in her heart, and warned herself. The all-knowing and all-powerful great immortal, fellow Taoist Xiao Fan did a good job. Group members should help each other. Everyone should learn from fellow Taoist Xiao Fan. Yan Lingjai, hee, you are envious. This is the love that brother Xiao Fan has for me. Show off. Yan Lingjai, at Xiao Fan. Thank you brother Xiao Fan. I love you. Blow a kiss. In the Tianqing Jiayuj world, Xiao Fan glared at Yan Lingjai unhappily. What are you talking about? Why don't I feel your love for me? Pop. Yan Lingjai kissed Xiao Fan on the cheek directly. Brother Xiao Fan, do you feel it now? Xiao Fan didn't expect Yan Lingjai to suddenly attack, and was kissed by her firmly. Feeling the warmth on his cheek, he felt a little satisfied in his heart. The goddess in the minds of countless people now took the initiative to kiss him, which felt good. Ahem. Xiao Fan looked at the charming Yan Lingjai, coughed lightly, and then said, I really took it seriously. Yan Lingjai smiled shyly. I really took it seriously too. At this time, someone else in the chat group at Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan immediately immersed his consciousness in the chat group and checked the group messages. Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, brother Xiao Fan, I want a red envelope too. Rub hands. Qian Renxu, I want a red envelope too. Naughty. Yi Wen, I want a red envelope. Hold fists. Zhu Yuanzhang, I want a red envelope. Xiao Fan saw the messages from everyone and replied casually. Xiao Fan, the points I sent to Yan Lingjai were lent to her and I have to pay them back later. Qian Renxu, I just want to ask, can I borrow some points too? Zhu Yuanzhang, I also want to borrow some points. Rub hands. Yi Wen, if possible, I also want to borrow some points. Huang Rong, brother Xiao Fan, don't forget me. Expectations. Xiao Fan, 1,000 points per person. No more. Picking nose. Qian Renxu exclusive red envelope. Zhu Yuanzhang exclusive red envelope. Yi Wen exclusive red envelope. Huang Rong exclusive red envelope. Qian Renxu received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 1,000 points. Zhu Yuanzhang received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 1,000 points. Yi Wen received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 1,000 points. Huang Rong received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 1,000 points. Qian Renxu, at Xiao Fan. Thank you Mr. Xiao. Afterwards, Zhu Yuanzhang, Yi Wen and Huang Rong also expressed their gratitude to Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan, it's a small matter. At Qian Renxu, by the way, I want to go to your world tomorrow to take a look and see the soul beasts that are unique to your world. Is that okay? This is also one of the reasons why Xiao Fan is willing to borrow points. Not only Qian Renxu, he hasn't signed into Zhu Yuanzhang's world yet. As for the leader of the charlatan group, it would be difficult to go there. The reason why we said tomorrow is because the chat group crossing function can only be used once a day. As the saying goes, the mouth that eats is soft, and the hand that takes is short. Qian Renxu was naturally embarrassed to refuse Xiao Fan's request. Qian Renxu, of course, you are welcome to visit our world. Xiao Fan, then it's settled. Yuan purchased the heaven-level martial arts Taiyan Sutra, and Xiao Fan received 900 points. Huh? This is a pleasant surprise. Hearing the prompt of the chat group, Xiao Fan couldn't help but feel a little surprised. Huangrong, so after purchasing martial arts, the person who uploaded the martial arts can also get points? Everyone is welcome to purchase the 9 Yin scriptures. Applause. Yan Lingjai, I envy brother Xiao Fan, who earns points while lying down. Envy. Xiao Fan, at Yuan, why didn't you use the points to improve your cultivation, but chose to buy martial arts? IP man, if I use 1000 points to improve my cultivation, I can't even reach the Grandmaster level, but this technique can allow me to practice until I reach the state of unity between man and nature. IP man, with the standard of our world, it's probably harder than ascending to heaven to get the points to reach the state of unity between man and nature. I might as well practice on my own. Moreover, I found that I could easily comprehend the Taiyan Sutra I bought, so the 900 points were worth it. After reading IP Man's reply, Xiao Fan pondered for a while and could only say that everyone has different choices. Zhu Yuanzhang, Mr. Yi's words make sense, but we already have a heavenly martial arts, so we won't buy other martial arts, but use them to improve our cultivation. Speaking of which, I have to thank Mr. Xiao for the technique he generously gave me before. Xiao Fan, haha, that technique was also created based on the technique you passed on to me. I can also get points by uploading it to the chat group, so it's a win-win for everyone. IP man, Master Xiao, can I spread the Wing Chun and Taiyan Sutra? If all Chinese people can practice martial arts to strengthen their bodies, they will surely be able to better resist the invasion of Japanese pirates. Xiao Fan, of course, no problem. Whether it is the martial arts I gave you or the martial arts I created that you bought, you can spread them at will. I have no objection. Anyway, Xiao Fan can't sell his martial arts to other worlds, so just do a favor. IP man, thank you. Bao Fist, Zhu Yuanzhang, Master Xiao is generous. Yan Lingjai, brother Xiao Fan is the most generous. Huangrong, I agree. Qian Renxu, I agree. Just when the atmosphere in the chat group was harmonious, Xiao Fan, who was in the world of Tianqing Jiayuj, suddenly sensed that there were several strong auras not far away, approaching the location where he and Yan Lingjai were. Xiao Fan, I have something to do, so I will log off first. After leaving a message in the chat group, Xiao Fan withdrew his mind from the chat group. Yan Lingjai naturally saw Xiao Fan's message, and also exited the chat group interface, and asked curiously, Brother Xiao Fan, what's wrong? Xiao Fan said in a deep voice, the enemy is coming. Swoosh. As Xiao Fan's voice fell, there were more than a dozen sounds of breaking through the air. 4 updates today, 8 or 9,000 words. Seeing that the author has worked so hard, please give some support. Please collect, recommend, give 5-star praise, and reward. Any support is fine. Thank you very much. Bo. Thanks. Chapter 18, Instant Kill of the Blood-Robed Marquis. News of Baiayu's treasure. The next moment, more than a dozen figures wearing similar clothes and with stern faces appeared at the entrance of the village where Yan Lingjai was. Judging from their attire, they were a group of cold-blooded killers. Kill, leave no one alive. The leading man, holding a sword in both hands, shouted coldly, and then took the lead in attacking the village. The other dozen people also waved different types of weapons at the same time, rushing into the village with murderous intent. Boom. But at this moment, an illusory giant palm flashing with purple lightning suddenly came from the village. Bang bang bang. The next moment, the dozen killers were all slapped away, except for the leader. All the others were killed on the spot. There is no doubt that the person who slapped was Xiao Fan. After solving these killers with one move, Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai also appeared at the entrance of the village. "What's your name?" Xiao Fan deliberately kept this person just to get information about the enemy. "Vulture." The man answered without any hesitation when he heard Xiao Fan's question. This was not because he knew the situation and cooperated, but because Xiao Fan used the soul-stealing technique from the 9 Yin manual. Of course, after Xiao Fan's improvement, the power of the soul-stealing technique was many times more terrifying. Xiao Fan asked again, "Who are you? Why do you come here to kill people?" Vulture responded, "We are from the Korean Night Under the Birds organization. Scouts have found out that there are martial artists here who slaughtered our Korean soldiers, so General Bei sent us to get rid of the criminals." Xiao Fan couldn't help but be a little surprised when he heard this. The Korean Night Under the Birds organization? And General Bei? It's a bit interesting. Is the General Bei you are talking about the blood-robed Marquis Bei Yifei? General Bei is the blood-robed Marquis Bei Yifei. The vulture still had a wooden expression and answered Xiao Fan's question without hesitation. Then, Xiao Fan asked about the information of a Korean army led by Bei Yifei. After everything was clear, Xiao Fan directly killed the vulture with a palm. Yan Lingjai was a little surprised and said, "Brother Xiao Fan, what did you do to that man just now? Why does he look a little strange? And he told you everything." "It's just a small interrogation trick." Xiao Fan smiled faintly, and then said, "You stay in the village first. I will go find the General Bei and relieve your village of worries." Yan Lingjai was very moved when she heard Xiao Fan's words, but she was also a little worried. "Brother Xiao Fan, this won't be dangerous, right? After all, the other party has tens of thousands of troops." Xiao Fan smiled and said, "Don't worry, I have my own way." After the voice fell, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he released Xiao Jun from the system space. Xiao Jun is now a circle bigger than when Xiao Fan first released it, and its strength has reached the level equivalent to that of a human 5-star Wang. When Yan Lingjai saw the majestic golden-winged eagle, she was immediately surprised. "Brother Xiao Fan, is this eagle your pet?" Xiao Fan nodded and said, "Yes, it's called Xiao Jin. It has the same strength as me, and its flying speed is extremely amazing. With it carrying me, I can save a lot of time to find General Bei. At the same time, with Xiao Jin here, the tens of thousands of troops are like decorations to me." Yan Lingjai was delighted to hear this and said, "Great, Brother Xiao Fan, you are so amazing. Since there is no danger, can I go with you?" "I haven't flown in the sky yet." Xiao Fan pondered for a moment, and then said, "Okay, when we get there, you can sit on Xiao Jin's back first, and I can go into the military camp alone." "Yeah." Yan Lingjai didn't have any objection to this. Then, Xiao Fan took Yan Lingjai and landed on Xiao Jin's back. Chew! Xiao Jin made a clear sound from his mouth, and then flapped his wings and soared into the sky. "Ah!" Flying high into the sky, Yan Lingjai screamed subconsciously, and at the same time stretched out her hands and hugged Xiao Fan tightly from behind. Ahem! Feeling the softness on his back, Xiao Fan couldn't help but cough lightly. "Don't worry. It's very stable to sit on Xiao Jin's back, and you won't fall," Yan Lingjai said, "but I'm still a little worried." Yan Lingjai looked at the clouds that were constantly retreating, whispered, and held Xiao Fan's waist with a little more force. Xiao Fan shook his head helplessly and had to let Yan Lingjai hold him like this. Within a quarter of an hour, Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai took Xiao Jin to the sky above a military camp. Under Xiao Fan's order, Xiao Jin took the two of them and quickly landed in the middle of the camp. "You go with Xiao Jin first and wait for me in the air," Xiao Fan told Yan Lingjai, and without waiting for Yan Lingjai to respond, he directly let Xiao Jin take her away. It was not until this time that the people in the military camp discovered that there was a figure in their camp at some point. Xiao Fan ignored the soldiers around him who were watching him eagerly, and casually lifted the curtain of the commander's tent with a palm force, and stepped into the tent. Inside the tent, behind a desk, sat a man who looked very young. The man had a pale complexion, white hair, blood-red lips, and a devilish and wild aura. It was Bei Yifei, the blood-robed Marquis, one of the 4 evil generals of the Korean Night organization. Not far from Bei Yifei, there was another man with dark blue hair and red eyes. The snake patterns on the man's face and waist were particularly conspicuous. When Bei Yifei saw Xiao Fan, his expression was a little solemn. "Who are you? What are you doing here? Xiao Fan smiled faintly. Me? A person who can kill you at any time. As for coming to you, it can be said to be to discuss business, or to kill you. It depends on your choice. Bai Yifei heard the words, and his eyes suddenly flashed with cold light. He licked his lips that were oozing blood red. You are the first person who dares to talk to me like this. After the voice fell, Bai Yifei opened his right hand slightly in the direction of Xiao Fan. In an instant, endless cold air suddenly rose in the tent, and sharp eyes suddenly appeared, stabbing toward Xiao Fan's body. It's just a trick. It seems that you have chosen the way to die. Xiao Fan smiled faintly, put the index finger and middle finger of his right hand together, and slightly pointed at the center of Bai Yifei's eyebrows. Swish! The next moment, a purple light suddenly pierced Bai Yifei's forehead. Bai Yifei's body suddenly became extremely stiff, and countless arcs of lightning flashed continuously. After dealing with Bai Yifei, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he let Zhao Jin land again. At the same time, Xiao Fan looked at the man with snake patterns on his face and waist, and asked with a smile, "Are you Dan's, the Prince of Baiyu?" "It's me," the man answered with a wooden face when he heard Xiao Fan's question. It was indeed Dan's, the Prince of Baiyu. "It seems that the plotline of this world has been a little messed up," Xiao Fan said again. "Is the matter of the Baiyu treasure a rumor from the outside world, or is it true?" Dan said, "The Baiyu treasure is real." "Oh, where is the treasure? How to open it?" Xiao Fan heard the words. His eyes suddenly lit up. "The world level of Tianqing Jiayuj is not too low. The treasure of one of the countries should be able to exchange for a lot of points in the chat group mall, right? Please collect, recommend, and give 5-star praise. Thank you all, Brother Yanzu and Brother Edison. Bo. Chapter 19 Great Harvest. Yan Linjai is moved. Although Dan's was very reluctant in his heart, he could not help but tell Xiao Fan in detail about the Baiyu treasure. Xiao Fan was delighted to know the whereabouts of the treasure. It seems that he can exchange for another set of points to improve his cultivation. Chew. At this moment, Zhao Jin's cry sounded outside the tent, mixed in with the noisy shouts of many Korean soldiers. Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly. Holding Dan's in one hand, he went out of the tent directly. Catch this thief. Outside the tent, many Korean soldiers had gathered at this moment. Seeing Xiao Fan bringing Dan's out, one of the generals immediately gave orders to the soldiers around him. In an instant, hundreds of Korean soldiers around him all besieged Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan frowned slightly and prepared to fight back. Chew. But at this moment, Zhao Jin let out an angry cry and flapped his wings towards the direction of the hundreds of soldiers. The next moment, a terrifying hurricane blew past, and hundreds of Korean soldiers were instantly blown away by the hurricane from Zhao Jin's wings. Plop, plop, dot. Then, a series of heavy objects fell to the ground. Most of the Korean soldiers fell heavily to the ground, and a few of them hit some Korean soldiers in the back. After falling out, hundreds of Korean soldiers couldn't help but scream. Suddenly, there was chaos around Bai Yifei's tent. After dealing with those soldiers who were about to attack Xiao Fan, Zhao Jin dived again and suddenly rushed to the general who had just issued the attack order. His sharp beak pecked at the general fiercely. Zhao Jin's speed was so fast that before the general had any reaction, Zhao Jin's sharp beak had already pecked through his head fiercely. The general only had time to scream and soon lost his life. Xiao Fan was slightly startled when he saw this, and then praised, "Zhao Jin, you did a good job." Chirp. Hearing Xiao Fan's praise, Zhao Jin immediately chirped happily. Yan Lingjai looked at this scene and couldn't help but widen her eyes. "Brother Xiao Fan, your pet is so powerful." Xiao Fan smiled faintly. "Of course it is powerful. Zhao Jin is as powerful as me. Don't underestimate it." Yan Lingjai was even more surprised when she heard it. So powerful. Xiao Fan did not continue this topic. He glanced at the chaotic Korean army camp and said with a smile, "Okay, let's go. The crisis should be resolved for the time being. I will take you to find a treasure." "Wow, there is a treasure?" Yan Lingjai's eyes lit up when she heard Xiao Fan mention the treasure. Xiao Fan smiled and didn't say much. He told Zhao Jin a sentence, and then his figure flashed and sat on Zhao Jin's back again. When Yan Lingjai saw Xiao Fan sitting on it, she naturally put her arms around Xiao Fan's waist and leaned on Xiao Fan's back. Enjoying such a soft pillow, Xiao Fan naturally had no resistance.
and in his heart he gave Xiao Jin the order to set off. Xiao Jin let out a cheerful cry, carrying Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai up into the sky. However, before leaving the camp, Xiao Jin did not forget to take Dan's with him with his claws. With the guidance of Dan's, the Prince of Baiyu, the few of them soon arrived at the location of the Baiyu treasure. When they arrived at the treasure location, Xiao Fan let Xiao Jin land at a low altitude, and then held Yan Lingjai in one hand, floating down and landing on the ground. As for Dan's, he was unlucky and was thrown directly to the ground by Xiao Jin. Under the control of Xiao Fan's soul-stealing technique, although Dan's was unwilling in his heart, his body was uncontrollable, leading Xiao Fan and Yan Lingjai into the Baiyu treasure. Wow, so many gold and jewelry! After entering the treasure house, Yan Lingjai shouted excitedly at the glittering gold and jewelry. Although Xiao Fan was also very happy, he did not lose his composure. After entering the treasure house, Xiao Fan took a quick look and found that in addition to gold and jewelry, the so-called Baiyu treasure also contained many precious medicinal materials, weapons and armor, and bronze artifacts from ancient times. In addition, there were also a small number of cultivation techniques from the Tanxinjiuj world. After looking at the treasure house, Xiao Fan smiled and said to Yan Lingjai, who looked a little obsessed with money, "Please pick some jewelry you like first, and then I will exchange all the things in this treasure for points." Yeah, Yan Lingjai nodded and agreed, and then quickly picked out a few beautiful jewelry and took some gold into her pocket. Xiao Fan didn't care about this. After Yan Lingjai finished choosing, he moved his mind and started uploading these items to the chat group wall. Soon, a series of prompts appeared in the chat group again. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded a bronze tripod and got 50 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded. It was half an hour later that Xiao Fan finally uploaded all the items in the Baiyu treasure to the chat group wall. Of course, he also deduced those exercises and earned points for the second time. Then, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly and he checked his detailed information in the chat group. Group member, Xiao Fan age, 18 world, Qi world cultivation, 5-starred Wang potential, unknown points, 598,000. After lending the points to Yan Lingjai for 5 people last time, there were still 81,000 points left. It seems that this time I have gained 517,000 points. Not bad. After checking his own information, Xiao Fan thought secretly in his heart, "Brother Xiao Fan, how many points did these treasures exchange for?" Yan Lingjai, who was standing aside, asked Xiao Fan curiously after seeing the treasures being emptied by Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan did not hide it from Yan Lingjai, and smiled and said, "I exchanged for 517,000 points." Yan Lingjai exclaimed, "Wow, Brother Xiao Fan, you are rich." Hearing Yan Lingjai's words, Xiao Fan's heart was slightly moved. Unexpectedly, in the face of such a huge temptation of points, Yan Lingjai could still stick to her heart, which was very rare. Thinking in his heart, Xiao Fan smiled and asked, "What realm are you in now?" Yan Lingjai didn't quite understand why Xiao Fan suddenly jumped to this question, and said awkwardly, "I am only at the 9th level of the acquired realm now." Xiao Fan pondered and said, "The innate realm requires 900 points, the master realm requires 9,000 points, and the grand master realm requires 17,000 points. In addition, you don't have to pay back the 5,000 points I borrowed from you before. The total is enough for you to break through to the first level of the Grand Master, and you are considered a master in your world." Yan Lingjai was stunned when she heard the words, "Brother Xiao Fan, you said that you don't have to pay back the previous 5,000 points, and you still want to give me 17,000 points?" Yan Lingjai didn't think that since she and Xiao Fan came to the Baiyu treasure land together, she should let Xiao Fan give her a certain number of points, because Yan Lingjai knew very well that if it weren't for Xiao Fan, their village would definitely be destroyed, and her own end would be extremely miserable. It was Xiao Fan who saved them and changed their tragic fate. Moreover, Xiao Fan was able to find the Baiyu treasure without her contributing anything, so how could she ask for anything? She was already very happy that Xiao Fan could let her pick some gold jewelry. Xiao Fan smiled and said, "You heard me right, I can't let you make a wasted trip, right? Well, go to the chat group to get the red envelope." After Xiao Fan finished speaking,
He went directly to the chat group interface and sent a red envelope to Yan Lingjai. Xiao Fan, at Yan Lingjai, get the red envelope. Yan Lingjai's exclusive red envelope. Brother Xiao Fan, you are so nice. Yan Lingjai suddenly came forward and hugged Xiao Fan, kissed him on the cheek, and then spoke gently. Xiao Fan rubbed Yan Lingjai's head. Take the red envelope, then improve yourself, and protect yourself and your family. Yeah. Yan Lingjai nodded in response, and then her consciousness sank into the chat group. Yan Lingjai received Xiao Fan's red envelope and obtained 17,000 points. After Yan Lingjai received the red envelope, Xiao Fan said, "It's quite quiet here. You can use the points to improve your cultivation. I will protect you." "Thank you, Brother Xiao Fan." Yan Lingjai thanked him, and then used the points to improve her cultivation. As long as you have a high-level cultivation method, there is basically no limit to using chat group points to improve your cultivation. Under Xiao Fan's protection, Yan Lingjai's cultivation is soaring at a speed visible to the naked eye. At this time, Xiao Fan sensed that someone in the chat group was adding him again. Please collect, recommend, praise, reward, and all kinds of requests. Any data is fine. During the critical period of trial and promotion, the data of all the big guys is very important. Thank you very much. Bo. Chapter 20. The Envy of Group Members, the Blood of the Real Dragon. So, while Xiao Fan was protecting Yan Lingjai, he checked the chat interface of the Wanji chat group. Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, Brother Xiao Fan, did you find any treasure? You earned so many points at once. Envy. Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, Brother Xiao Fan, you are so generous. You actually gave Yan Lingjai another 17,000 points. Drool. Yi Wen, young Master Xiao is really amazing. His every move is a height that we can't reach. Worship. Zhu Yuanzhang, young Master Xiao earns points too fast. For more than 500,000 points, we have to empty most of the national treasury to get enough, right? Awesome. Qian Renxu, worship young Master Xiao. Envy Yan Lingjai. Huang Rong, Brother Xiao Fan is so good to Yan Lingjai. Envy. Su Xiaoxiao, Taoist friend Xiao Fan is so lucky. Su Xiaoxiao's news seems very ordinary, but at this moment in the world of demon revival, Su Xiaoxiao's eyes are red with envy. I actually earned more than 500,000 points in one go, and Yan Lingjai did nothing but got a red envelope of 17,000 points. This is too enviable. Otherwise, I might as well show my cards, and then please Xiao Fan and let him give me some points. Su Xiaoxiao was struggling in her heart, her mind swinging back and forth between showing her cards and continuing to pretend to be a charlatan. After reading the message in the chat group, Xiao Fan couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly, and then responded casually. Xiao Fan, at Huang Rong, wronger, you guessed right, I did find a treasure here. Moreover, this treasure is in the world where Yan Lingjai is. I can earn so many points, and Yan Lingjai also has a contribution. It is natural to give her some points. Huang Rong, envy. Brother Xiao Fan, why don't you come to our world to look for any treasures? Yi Wen, welcome Mr. Xiao to our world to find treasures. Qian Renxu, welcome Mr. Xiao to our world to find treasures. Zhu Yuanzhang, welcome. Yan Lingjai, he, you must be envious, right? With the generous help of Brother Xiao Fan, I have become a powerful person with the cultivation level of a Grand Master. In the group, I am second only to the group leader Daxian and Brother Xiao Fan. Show off. Yan Lingjai, Brother Xiao Fan not only gave me 17,000 points this time, but I don't have to pay back the 5,000 points I borrowed before. I love Brother Xiao Fan the most. Blow a kiss. But Yan Lingjai has already used the points to improve her cultivation level. Group leader Su Xiaoxiao has always pretended to be a master, so everyone in the group except Xiao Fan regards her as a powerful person. Xiao Fan just sent Yan Lingjai a red envelope of 17,000 points. Huang Rong, Qian Renxu and others have long been envious of Yan Lingjai. Seeing the message sent by Yan Lingjai at this moment, they are even more envious. Huang Rong, envy. Brother Xiao Fan, I wanted to. Rubbing hands, Qian Renxu, envy to the point of jealousy. Envy. Yi Wen, Master Xiao is generous. Worship. Zhu Yuanzhang, I've said enough about my envy. Xiao Fan, stop being envious. I'll send everyone a red envelope to share the joy. Work harder to earn points in the future, and make yourself well fed. Red envelope. Seeing Xiao Fan send out a red envelope, everyone in the chat group rushed to grab it. Huang Rong received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 200 points. Yi Wen received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 190 points. Qian Renxu received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 110 points. Zhu Yuanzhang received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 150 points. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 80 points. Yan Lingjai received Xiao Fan's red envelope and got 270 points. Yan Lingjai, hee, I'm the lucky one. Proud. Huang Rong, at Yan Lingjai, brother Xiao Fan has given you so many points, and you still come to grab them from us. Unhappy. Yan Lingjai, if you grab them, you earn them. Lilililil. Qian Renxu, at Xiao Fan, thank you for the red envelope from Master Zhao. Yi Wen, at Xiao Fan, thank you for the red envelope from Master Zhao. Zhu Yuanzhang, at Xiao Fan, thank you for the red envelope from Master Zhao. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, thank you for the red envelope from Taoist fellow Xiao Fan. In the world of demon resurrection, Xiaoxiao rubbed the pillow in her hand fiercely, and couldn't help but say in a low voice, damn, my luck is so bad that I only got 80 points. I don't know how long it will take to earn 10,000 points just by grabbing red envelopes and introducing group functions to newcomers. I might as well show my cards and learn from Yan Lingjai to cling to Xiao Fan's thighs. Xiao Fan naturally didn't know what Xiaoxiao was thinking. He glanced at the information in the chat group and sent one casually. Xiao Fan, I have something else to do, so I'll log off first. Bye. Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, take care, brother Xiao Fan. Qian Renxu. Xiao Fan withdrew his consciousness from the chat group and looked at Yan Lingjai beside him. Your cultivation has increased too much at once. You must master your own abilities as soon as possible, so as not to hurt the people in the village by accident. Yan Lingjai said, then what should I do? Xiao Fan pondered for a moment, glanced at Dan's who was being controlled by him not far away, and said casually, why don't you practice on him first? After that, Xiao Fan casually released his control over Dan's. Next, Xiao Fan stood on one side to support the battle, watching Yan Lingjai and Dan's fight. After Yan Lingjai was familiar with her own power, Xiao Fan directly killed Dan's with one move. Okay, I'll take you back to the village, and then I should return to my world. After getting rid of Dan's, Xiao Fan said to Yan Lingjai again. Yan Lingjai nodded and said, yes, I will listen to brother Xiao Fan. But, brother Xiao Fan, when will you come next time? Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he summoned Zhao Jin, took Yan Lingjai to sit on Zhao Jin's back, and smiled and teased, you missed me, invite me, and I will come. Hee. Then it's settled. Yan Lingjai heard it and laughed. The two of them laughed and soon arrived at the village where Yan Lingjai lived. After returning to the village where Yan Lingjai lived, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he put Zhao Jin into the system space again. Xiao Fan was about to say goodbye to Yan Lingjai and return to the Qi world, but suddenly he remembered that he had come to the Danxing Jiuj world and had not signed in yet. The Wanji sign-in system has one sign-in opportunity for each world, but it cannot be wasted. Thinking in his heart, Xiao Fan immediately gave the system a sign-in instruction in his heart. Ding! Sign-in successful. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained a drop of true dragon blood. Note, after taking it, it can greatly improve the practitioner's physique, and there is a chance to activate the true dragon's magical power. This reward is also pretty good. If the magical power can be activated at that time, it will be even better. Thinking in his heart, Xiao Fan was not in a hurry to take out the blood of the true dragon. He was ready to return to the Qi world to take it again. Yan Lingjai, I'm leaving. See you next time. After a while, Xiao Fan gathered his mind and said goodbye to Yan Lingjai. Goodbye, brother Xiao Fan. Remember to think of me. Yan Lingjai stepped forward, hugged Xiao Fan tightly, and murmured. Then, after Yan Lingjai kissed goodbye, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly and returned to the Qi world. Xiao Fan had just gotten up in the morning and accepted Yan Lingjai's invitation in his room and entered the Danxing Jiuj world. Now he returned to the Qi world, Still in his own room, Xiao Fan pondered for a while and decided to use the points to improve his cultivation first, and then take the blood of the true dragon. Please collect, recommend, give 5-star praise, give rewards, give monthly tickets, and all kinds of data are welcome. I am very grateful to all the readers who support this book. I wish you all get rich soon. Special thanks to Brother Tao A for his big reward support. Chapter 21 Long Ways Strength and Continuous Breakthroughs. P.S. Dear old readers, I am very sorry. I changed a sentence at the end of the previous chapter. It was originally about taking the blood of the real dragon directly, but now it is changed to using points to improve cultivation first, and other things will not be affected. Having made a decision, Xiao Fan did not hesitate at all and silently said to the chat group of Wanji, use all points to improve cultivation. You use 100,000 points to improve your cultivation to 6-star Wang. You use 100,000 points. You use 100,000 points to improve your cultivation to 9-star Wang. Insufficient points. When Xiao Fan's cultivation was improved to 9-star Wang, the chat group again prompted that the points were insufficient. Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he checked his detailed information displayed in the chat group again. Group member, Xiao Fan, age, 18, world, Qi world, cultivation, 9-star Wang, potential, unknown, points, 180,000. After Xiao Fan exchanged all the Baiyu treasures for points, the point increased to 598,000. Xiao Fan gave Yan Lingjai 17,000 points and sent a red envelope of 1,000 points. The remaining points were exactly 580,000. From the 5-starred Wang to the 9-starred Wang, another 400,000 points were consumed, and the remaining points were exactly 180,000. If you want to break through the Huang, you have to have 1 million points. It's really getting harder and harder. After checking his information, thinking of the rules of each realm upgrade, Xiao Fan shook his head slightly, and was also a little shocked. After sighing, Xiao Fan's mind moved slightly, and he took out the real dragon blood from the system space and put it directly into his mouth. Because Xiao Fan had consulted the system, the real dragon blood rewarded by the system would not be dangerous. After taking it, as soon as Xiao Fan took the real dragon blood, he sensed a burning and powerful energy, which began to spread from his chest to all parts of his body. Muscles are burning, blood is boiling, the body cells are also undergoing a crazy transformation. Every cell, every drop of blood, every inch of skin, etc. in the body are all being rapidly strengthened. Xiao Fan felt that he suddenly had an extremely huge amount of energy in his body, as if he could easily break the sky with one punch. I don't know if it was an illusion. Xiao Fan actually heard a clear dragon roar inside his body. As the dragon roar sounded, Xiao Fan felt that all the discomfort in his body had disappeared, and the transformation of blood, skin, and other aspects was also completed in a very short time. At the same time, Xiao Fan had a strange and clear cognition in his heart. That is, he activated the dragon power of the true dragon. The effect of dragon power is mainly aimed at beasts, spirit beasts, demon beasts, magic beasts, fairy beasts, soul beasts, etc. As long as Xiao Fan uses the dragon power of the magic power, all beasts whose cultivation realm does not exceed his will be suppressed by him and unable to move, allowing him to slaughter. Beasts whose cultivation strength does not exceed Xiao Fan's major realm, under the influence of dragon power, their strength directly drops by a major realm. Even animals whose cultivation is 2 realms higher than Xiao Fan will also be affected to a certain extent. Only animals whose cultivation is more than 3 realms higher than Xiao Fan can avoid the influence of the magical dragon power. Not only animals, but dragon power can also affect humans. Once Xiao Fan uses the magical dragon power, he can weaken the strength of people in the same realm by 30%. And even weaken the strength of people in a higher realm by 10%. Humans whose cultivation is 2 realms higher than Xiao Fan are no longer affected by the dragon power. This magical dragon power is quite powerful. After learning about the effect of dragon power, Xiao Fan couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. This is just the effect of the real dragon magical power activated after absorbing the blood of the real dragon. and the blood of the real dragon itself has increased Xiao Fan's physical strength by who knows how many times. As for what level he has reached, because Xiao Fan's current realm is too low, he can't make an accurate judgment. In addition, Xiao Fan suddenly discovered that under the stimulation of the real dragon blood, he actually broke through directly from the 9-starred Wang realm he just reached to the 1-starred Huang realm. Sure enough, signing in to become stronger is the way to go. Sensing his current changes, Xiao Fan couldn't help but exclaim in joy. Xiao Fan was very satisfied with the rewards for signing in these times: the Source Energy Tower, the Golden Winged Peng Eagle, the Thunder Source Fruit, and this time the True Dragon Blood. At the Huang realm, with the powerful effect of the magical dragon power, I can go to the Magic Beast Mountain range to harvest a wave of magic beasts in exchange for points, and at the same time adapt to my own skyrocketing power. After checking his harvest this time, Xiao Fan pondered for a moment and whispered, "However, before leaving, I still have to say goodbye to my father and Xuner. Anyway, whether staying in the Xiao family or going to the Magic Beast Mountain range, it will not affect his signing into the world of the members of the 10,000 Worlds chat group." Xiao Fan did it as he thought, and he went out of the room to find Xiao Zhan. When Xiao Zhan learned that Xiao Fan was going to leave the family and go out to experience, his face suddenly showed a look of surprise. "Fanner, you said you were going out to experience, did I hear it right?" In the past, Xiao Fan was unwilling to go out to experience life or death. At the beginning, Xiao Fan's elder brother Xiao Ding and second brother Xiao Li had proposed that Xiao Fan join their mercenary group to make a name for themselves outside. However, Xiao Fan firmly refused. Xiao Zhan knew his third son's character quite well. He was too cautious and steady, so he was surprised when Xiao Fan asked to go for training. Xiao Fan shrugged and said, "Is it necessary to be so surprised? I just felt that I was too weak before, but now I am a fighting master after all. It's really meaningless to stay in Mutant City and bully those kids." Fighting master is the realm of cultivation that Xiao Fan showed. Xiao Zhan had hoped that Xiao Fan would go and experience some training, but when Xiao Fan was really ready to go out and train, he couldn't help but worry again. "Will it be too dangerous for you to go and train alone? Otherwise, I'll write a letter to your elder brother and ask him to come back to pick you up." Xiao Fan hurriedly said, "No need, I'm afraid my elder brother is not as good as me now. Besides, I don't plan to be out for long, maybe I'll be back in a few days." Xiao Zhan was a little surprised to hear Xiao Fan's words. "Tell me honestly, what is your current level of cultivation?" Xiao Fan blinked. "No less than a 7-starred Shi. A 1-starred Huang is no less than a 7-starred Shi. No problem, 7-starred Shi." Xiao Zhan thought Xiao Fan was a 7-starred Shi, but he was still very shocked. After Xiao Fan showed the aura of a 7-starred Shi, Xiao Zhan was immediately surprised and told Xiao Fan a few words in detail, and then agreed to Xiao Fan's going out for training. After dealing with Xiao Zhan, Xiao Fan went to Xuner to comfort her, and then he leisurely left Mutant City. 3 or 4 miles away from Mutant City, Xiao Fan found a secluded place and released Xiao Jin. Xiao Fan flew to sit on Xiao Jin's back, pointed in the direction of the Warcraft Mountain range, and said leisurely, "Xiao Jin, let's go to the Warcraft Mountain range." Chirp. Xiao Jin let out a cheerful cry and took off with Xiao Fan. "Please collect, recommend, give 5-star praise, give monthly tickets, and give all the data. Thank you to all the handsome guys and beautiful girls who support this book. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels." Chapter 22 Who is Warcraft? The Warcraft Mountains. This is the paradise of Warcraft, with countless powerful Warcrafts. For humans, it is an extremely terrifying and dangerous place. However, in the Warcraft Mountains, there are countless natural treasures. For these natural treasures, even though they know the dangers of the Warcraft Mountains, many people still rush in. Most people who enter the Warcraft Mountains are in groups, with teams of 3 or 5 people and hundreds of people. Of course, there are also very few lone travelers with high skills and courage. At this moment,
Xiao Fan has become one of these lone travelers. Xiao Jun carried Xiao Fan and just entered the periphery of the Warcraft Mountains. Xiao Fan let it land directly. It is said that in the depths of the Warcraft Mountains, there are even powerful Warcraft equivalent to the human Zun and Xing levels. Xiao Fan does not want to take the risk of going deeper. Xiao Jin, hide your breath first and follow me in the air, Xiao Fan said to Xiao Jin after landing on the ground. Kai. Xiao Jin chirped to show that he understood, and then took off directly and flew into the sky again. Xiao Jin is now equivalent to the level of a 6th-order magic beast. If it were an ordinary 6th-order magic beast, it would have been able to speak human language. But for some reason, Xiao Jin still can't speak. However, Xiao Jin can understand Xiao Fan's words and can communicate with Xiao Fan mentally, so not being able to speak doesn't have much of an impact. After Xiao Jin flew into the sky, Xiao Fan restrained his breath and slowly went to the interior of the Magic Beast mountain range. A first-order magic beast, killed with one palm. A second-order magic beast, killed with one palm. Xiao Fan can kill third-order magic beasts, fourth-order magic beasts, and fifth-order magic beasts at will. As Xiao Fan gradually went deeper, a magic beast clean zone of about 10 miles wide was formed. After Xiao Fan killed the magic beast, of course, he didn't waste it. He directly uploaded the magic beast corpse and the magic core to the chat group wall. After a period of exploration, Xiao Fan also discovered the ratio of exchanging magic beasts for points. A first-level monster can be exchanged for 1 to 9 points, a second-level monster can be exchanged for 10 to 90 points, and a third-level monster can be exchanged for 100 to 900 points. And so on. For every major realm of a monster's cultivation, the points will increase tenfold. The difference is also related to the strength of the monster's small realm. I am now in the Duang realm. Every time I upgrade 1 star, I need to consume 1,000,000 points. Even if I kill a 5th-level monster, I have to kill dozens to 100. Damn, it's hard to earn points by killing monsters. Xiao Fan looked at himself busy for half a day, but he only increased by 120,000 points. He couldn't help but feel helpless. After all, the higher the level of the monster, the higher the wisdom. The distance between 2 5th-level monsters is very far. Xiao Fan didn't kill many 5th-level monsters. Moreover, Xiao Fan was a little tired of killing monsters continuously. Forget it. Let's try a 6th-order monster next. Through the experiments during this period, I can easily crush a 5th-order monster with my physical strength. I just don't know if I can continue to crush a 6th-order monster with my physical strength. Xiao Fan muttered to himself, and this time he directly accelerated his speed to go deeper into the monster mountain range. But the low-level monsters along the way escaped. Bang, bang, bang. A quarter of an hour later, Xiao Fan was going deeper into the monster mountain range, and suddenly he felt the ground tremble, and there was a dull sound. Xiao Fan's eyes flashed slightly, and he directly accelerated his speed, and soon saw the source of the sound. 6th-order high-level monster Earth Violent Bear. Not bad. I'll use you to practice. After the previous experiments, Xiao Fan found that it was not difficult to crush all monsters below the 5th order with physical strength alone. Xiao Fan was about to find a 6th-order monster, but he happened to meet one. Although a 6th-order high-level monster is equivalent to the strength of a 7-star to 9-star Huang, Xiao Fan has Long Y as his trump card, so he is not worried about any danger. Roar! When Xiao Fan discovered the Earth Bear also discovered Xiao Fan and immediately roared at Xiao Fan. Then, the Earth Bear actually waved its huge bear paw and took the initiative to attack Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan couldn't help but smile when he saw this. Good guy, you dared to take the initiative to trouble me. I've decided to eat your bear paws for dinner tonight. Human, you are looking for death. The Earth Bear shouted angrily, and its momentum actually surged a few points. The Earth Bear looked very clumsy, but its speed was not slow at all. As soon as the voice fell, a pair of bear paws like a palm leaf fan slapped Xiao Fan's forehead fiercely. Come on! Xiao Fan shouted, clenched his fists, and hammered hard at the palm of the Earth Bear. Xiao Fan planned to test his physical strength first, so he did not use fighting skills. Bang bang! 2 dull collisions sounded at the same time. The next moment, the huge body of the Earth Bear was knocked back by Xiao Fan's fist. Bang! Bang!
Bang! The earth bear kept retreating, and its hind feet stepped out terrifying cracks on the ground, like an earthquake. The terrifying movement instantly spread in all directions. All the monsters within a radius of dozens of miles were startled by the movement and fled madly to the distance. A small-scale beast hind broke out. Asshole! The earth bear retreated dozens of meters in succession before finally stabilizing its body. It slapped its chest with both palms and roared angrily. Xiao Fan smiled faintly. It's useless for you to hurt yourself. After the voice fell, Xiao Fan flashed and instantly arrived in front of the earth bear. He swung his right arm and smashed it hard on the earth bear's head. Through the previous blow, Xiao Fan had already judged that his physical strength was stronger than that of the 6th level advanced earth bear, so he had no scruples. The earth bear also reacted quickly, raising his arms high to block his forehead. Bang! Xiao Fan's arm fell on the earth bear's arm, making a loud bang. The next moment, under the huge pressure of Xiao Fan's arm, the earth bear's body suddenly sank to the ground to the knees. In terms of strength, Xiao Fan completely crushed the earth bear, a 6th level high-level magic beast. The earth bear was also very shocked at this moment. Who the hell is the magic beast? Roar! The earth bear roared, and the power of his legs directly shook the surrounding ground into pieces, and the whole body took the opportunity to rush out of the ground. Bang bang bang! Next, Xiao Fan and the earth bear directly launched the most primitive physical attack method, and bursts of terrifying explosions continued in the air. Just the aftermath of the two people's attack made the area within a few miles in a mess, and deep gullies crisscrossed. This was just a battle of physical strength, and did not involve the use of fighting skills. Roar! A quarter of an hour later, the earth bear felt that his internal organs were displaced by Xiao Fan's impact, and he couldn't help but roar again. Xiao Fan was already accustomed to the roar of the earth bear, and didn't care much. But at this moment, a yellow light suddenly shone from the earth bear, covering Xiao Fan. The moment he was covered by the yellow light, Xiao Fan felt that his body suddenly became many times heavier, as if he was carrying dozens of tons of weight on his back. Asshole! Go to hell! The earth bear shouted angrily, seized the opportunity, and slapped Xiao Fan's forehead with his bare paw like a palm leaf fan. Please collect, recommend, praise, and vote for the monthly ticket. Any data is fine. Thank you for your support. Handsome guys and beautiful girls. Chapter 23, Shock. Can young Master Xiao kill gods? Dragon's might. Faced with this sudden change, Xiao Fan was not panicked. He shouted in his heart and directly used the magical power he had just obtained today. What did you do to me? Under the suppression of Dragon's might, the earth bear suddenly felt that his strength had regressed a level, and the speed of swinging his bare paw also suddenly dropped a lot. Thunder Tribulation Finger. Xiao Fan did not respond to the earth bear's response. He put his right index finger and middle finger together and quickly tapped the center of the earth bear's bare paw. A terrifying thunder tribulation force, emitted from Xiao Fan's fingers, passed through the earth bear's bare paw, and instantly spread throughout its body. Roar! The earth bear felt as if he was in the thunder. His body had both the severe pain of being struck by thunder and waves of numbness. He couldn't even avoid it at all, and couldn't help but let out a painful roar. Bang! Xiao Fan looked at the earth bear, which had lost its ability to move under the attack of the thunder tribulation finger, and sent out a thunder palm, slapping its forehead into the chest. Plop! The next second, the huge body of the earth bear fell heavily to the ground. Looking at the body of the earth bear, Xiao Fan shrugged. I wanted to play with you with my physical strength, but you cheated me. I had to send you off early. That being said, Xiao Fan could not help but be alert after fighting with the earth bear. High-level monsters have good wisdom, and they may have some magical innate skills, so we can't be too careless. Even monsters are like this, and it is even more difficult to guess how many methods the human strongmen who have more thoughts than monsters have. It seems that it is necessary to be more careful when fighting with others. However, this battle of physical strength also made Xiao Fan understand the approximate strength of his physical strength, which is almost the strength of a 7th level monster. However, the energy of the true dragon's blood seems to have not been completely absorbed. When my cultivation is stronger, my physical body may be able to be improved again. As his thoughts surged, Xiao Fan took a few steps forward to the corpse of the earth bear, and casually swung out a fighting blade, cutting off 2 bear paws the size of a palm leaf fan. In my previous life, I only heard that bear paws were delicious. Now I can taste them myself. Xiao Fan looked at the 2 huge bear paws and couldn't help but sigh. Then, Xiao Fan uploaded the corpse of the earth bear to the chat group mall. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the 6th level high-level magic beast earth bear and received 700,000 points. Good guy. I was not disappointed this time. It seems that it is faster to earn points by killing high-level magic beasts. Seeing the prompt message of the Wanji chat group, Xiao Fan couldn't help but laugh. At least hundreds of magic beasts were killed before, and a total of just over 120,000 points were exchanged. And this time, only one magic beast exchanged 700,000 points, which is really cool. However, high-level magic beasts are not so easy to encounter. Every high-level magic beast has its own territory. The territory of a 6th-level magic beast can even be comparable to a human kingdom in a certain area. Xiao Fan was about to put the bear paw into the system space, but suddenly he remembered that there was a cook with top cooking skills in the chat group. In order to avoid wasting food and to satisfy his appetite, Xiao Fan decided to ask Huang Rong to cook the 2 bear paws for him. Xiao Fan just immersed his consciousness into the chat group and saw the full screen of messages in the chat group. Moreover, most of them were about himself. Huang Rong, 700,000 points. Brother Xiao Fan is too strong. Worship. Yan Lingjai. Brother Xiao Fan's strength is of course very strong. Proud. Yi Wen. Master Xiao is really too strong. Worship. Qian Renxu. I hunted a 10,000-year soul beast, but only exchanged for more than 2,000 points. The points earned by Master Xiao for killing a magic beast are probably equal to all the 10,000-year soul beasts in the Xingdu Great Forest. Envy. Zhu Yuanzhang. 700,000 points. How long will it take for me to earn them? Once Master Xiao makes a move, I will never be able to reach the height I want in my lifetime. Strong. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. You only saw that Xiao Fan earned 700,000 points by killing a magic beast, but do you know how terrifying the magic beast is? Xiaoxiao, as the chat group leader, is also a time traveler, and she knows quite a bit about the Qi world. Of course, she was envious of Xiao Fan earning 700,000 points in one go, and she was so envious that tears came to her eyes, but at the same time, she was also shocked by Xiao Fan's improvement speed. Xiaoxiao remembered that when Xiao Fan first joined the group, he used points to improve his cultivation, and he was only in the Dling realm. It has only been a few days, and Xiao Fan can actually kill a magic beast equivalent to the 7-star to 9-star Huang level. This progress is too fast. At this moment, Xiaoxiao couldn't help but have the idea of hugging Xiao Fan's thigh again. Qian Renxu. I wonder what the strength of that magic beast is? Curious. Huang Rong, same question. IP man, please help me. Group leader, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, the 6th-order high-level magic beast killed by Xiao Fan has surpassed the realm of unity between heaven and man in the martial arts world. If you want to impose a realm, it is the realm of land immortals, and it has reached the late stage. The all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, at Qian Renxu, if it were in your world, this magic beast could be called a beast god, and it is at the level of a first-level god. Qian Renxu, what? The magic beast killed by Master Xiao is equivalent to a first-level god? So, Master Xiao already has the power to kill gods. Shocked. IP man, hiss. Killing gods? That sounds so scary. Zhu Yuanzhang, Master Xiao is so powerful that it is beyond imagination. Huang Rong, is Brother Xiao Fan already so powerful? Worship. Yan Lingjai, Brother Xiao Fan is of course the most powerful. Proud. Looking at the messages from everyone, Xiao Fan couldn't help but smile, and then he also sent a message. Xiao Fan, don't think too much, the rules of each world are different, and the upper limit of strength is also different. Although the 6th-level magic beast is not weak in the world of fighting spirit, it is not too exaggerated. Yan Lingjai, wow. Brother Xiao Fan has appeared. Blowing a kiss, Qian Renxu, at Xiao Fan. Master Xiao, do you have the strength equivalent to the God King in our world now? Yi Wen, It's hard to imagine how powerful Master Xiao is. Huang Rong, Brother Xiao Fan is too powerful. Worship him. Worship. Zhu Yuanzhang, I think the realm of immortals on land mentioned by the group leader is very appropriate. Master Xiao is no different from an immortal in our world, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal. Congratulations to Taoist Xiao Fan for his great progress. Xiao Fan, at Qian Renxu, my cultivation realm is slightly lower than that of the 6th level magic beast. As for what level it is equivalent to in your world, maybe I will know it when I go to your world. Xiao Fan, don't envy me too much, work hard to earn points, maybe you will catch up with my current strength soon. Proud. Xiao Fan, at Huang Rong, Wronger, I came to the group to ask you for help. Huang Rong, hee, happy to help. What does Brother Xiao Fan want me to do? Please collect, recommend, monthly, 5-star praise, reward, all kinds of data are welcome. Thank you all for supporting this book. I wish you all a great fortune. Chapter 24 Unexpected Gain. Big surprise. Xiao Fan, the monster I just killed is called Earth Violent Bear. I want you to help me cook its paw. Huang Rong, cooking bear paw? No problem. I am the best at this. Xiao Fan, I will send you the paw in a red envelope. You can find an open place to receive it. The paw is quite big. Huang Rong's exclusive red envelope. Huang Rong, okay, Brother Xiao Fan. I will send you the red envelope when I am done. The world of the legend of the Condor Heroes, Peach Blossom Island. Huang Rong replied to Xiao Fan's message while coming to an open place and receiving the red envelope sent by Xiao Fan. The next moment, a huge bloody bear paw appeared in front of Huang Rong. From the paw, Huang Rong also felt a strong sense of oppression. Originally there were 2 bear paws. Xiao Fan received one of them in the system space and saved it for next time, because Xiao Fan felt that 1 bear paw was enough to eat. Huang Yaoshi sensed a terrifying bloody aura and flew out immediately. Seeing the huge bear paw in front of Huang Rong, his face was also very solemn. Wronger, where did such a big bear paw come from? I even felt a residual strong aura on the paw. Huang Rong said, this is the magic beast from Brother Xiao Fan's world. Brother Xiao Fan just killed this magic beast and asked me to help him cook it. According to the cultivation realm I told you before, this magic beast even exceeds the realm of unity between heaven and man. At this time, the messages on the chat group interface did not stop. Yan Lingjai, wow, do you want to cook bear paws? I want to eat them too. Drooling, Yi Wen, bear paws are also extremely precious in my world. Only some powerful people can enjoy them. Zhu Yuanzhang, I have eaten them, but they are just ordinary bear paws. They are definitely not comparable to the bear paws of the powerful magic beast killed by Master Xiao. Qian Renxu, this is the bear paw of the beast god, so it is naturally extraordinary. Xiao Fan, the bear paw of this monster is very big. When Wronger is done, we can share some with everyone. Yan Lingjai, thank you, Brother Xiao Fan, I love you. Blowing a kiss. Yi Wen, thank you, Master Xiao in advance. Thank you. Zhu Yuanzhang, thank you, Master Xiao. Clamming fists. Qian Renxu, thank you, Master Xiao. Bo. Xiao Fan, you are all too polite. Actually, I should thank Wronger. This bear paw must be very delicious after Wronger's cooking. Drool. Yan Lingjai, Brother Xiao Fan is right. The food cooked by Sister Wronger is really delicious. Drool. Yi Wen, that's right. Miss Huang's cooking skills are really great. Zhu Yuanzhang, Miss Huang's cooking skills are better than the imperial chefs in our palace. I am really looking forward to it. Qian Renxu, I haven't eaten the food cooked by Miss Huang yet. Regret. While everyone was chatting enthusiastically, Huang Rong had a headache because she found that she was too weak to clean the huge bear paw. In desperation, Huang Rong had to ask for help in the group. Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, Brother Xiao Fan, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I can't help you cook this bear paw. Awkward. Xiao Fan, Wronger, what's wrong? Huang Rong, I'm too weak, I can't even clean the bear paw. Tears. Xiao Fan, I overlooked this point. Send the bear paw again and I'll deal with it first. Huang Rong, okay. Xiao Fan's exclusive red envelope. Xiao Fan, you guys chat first, I'll go deal with the bear paw. Xiao Fan sent a message, then received the red envelope. then found a water source nearby, washed the bear paw, and then cleaned it with qi, and sent it to Huangrong again with the red envelope. As for the surprised and booing messages of other people in the chat group, he ignored them. There. Could it be the lair of the earth bear? Xiao Fan had just handed the cleaned bear paw to Huangrong, but he found a cave near the water source. In the cave, there was still a faint smell of the earth bear. Xiao Fan suddenly thought that there would usually be a lot of treasures in the Warcraft cave, some of which were natural treasures collected by the Warcraft, and some were items taken by the Warcraft from humans. I almost overlooked the lair of the earth bear, thinking in his heart. Xiao Fan immediately walked towards the cave near the water source. As soon as he entered the cave, Xiao Fan smelled an unpleasant smell, and he couldn't help but frown. He used his fighting spirit to dispel the odor, and then began to search for items in the cave. Royal jelly, blood ganoderma, colorful raw stones, fire spirit crystals. Xiao Fan looked at the various items in the earth bear cave, and his face showed a look of joy, as if he was playing a game to kill monsters and get items. That's a ring. Suddenly, Xiao Fan found an inconspicuous and simple ring among a pile of messy items. It turned out to be a very precious ring on the Dqi continent. Although Xiao Fan had a system space, he was very happy to get a ring. At least, Xiao Fan could use the ring to cover up the existence of the system space. And who knows, there might be something precious in the ring. Thinking in his heart, Xiao Fan sank into the ring and checked it out. There was a scroll of cultivation method, 3 5th-level magic cores, and the rest was a pile of gold coins. It can only be said to be average. Xiao Fan shook his head slightly, and then slowly opened the scroll of cultivation method. On the side of the scroll of cultivation method, there was a line of small words written, Soul Condensation Technique. It turned out to be a method for cultivating soul power. Xiao Fan quickly browsed through this method with a casual mentality. After reading the content of the method, he was immediately surprised. In the Dqi world, in addition to the original Emperor Qi, soul power is also an extremely important part in order to break through the Daodi realm. The soul realm is divided into 4 major realms: the mortal realm, the spiritual realm, the heavenly realm, and the emperor realm. Only when the soul reaches the emperor realm can it be qualified to break through to the emperor realm. On the Dqi continent, the soul cultivation method has almost been lost. Even the ancient 8 clans and Anta have only a few weaker techniques left. Xiao Fan did not expect that he could obtain a soul cultivation technique here. Immediately, Xiao Fan began to comprehend this precious soul cultivation technique without hesitation. You began to comprehend the soul technique of soul concentration, and found that it could only be cultivated to the state of perfection in the spiritual realm. You felt a little dissatisfied with this. You tried to deduce it, hoping to create a more advanced soul cultivation technique. With the blessing of the heaven-defying enlightenment, you suddenly had an epiphany and deduced the technique to the point where it could be cultivated to the perfection of the heavenly realm. But you are still not satisfied with this, and continue to deduce it with all your heart. You think of the magical power of dragon power, which has a strong deterrent effect on the soul. With an idea, you combine it with the soul application method and the soul technique to study it. With the blessing of the heaven-defying enlightenment, you have another sudden realization and successfully created the soul practice method soul refining Ju that can be cultivated to the emperor realm. This method was created by you, and it is 100% compatible with you, and there will be no bottleneck in practicing it. Great. The problem of soul cultivation has also been solved. The problem of the original emperor's Qi has the source Qi tower. Next, I just need to follow the steps and raise my fighting spirit to the peak of the 9-starred Sheng, and I can break through the emperor in one fell swoop. After creating the soul refining Ju that can be cultivated to the emperor realm, Xiao Fan restrained his mind and said in surprise, I don't know how many points this method can be exchanged for after uploading it to the chat group, and how much cultivation can I improve. 4 chapters and more than 8,000 words have been updated. The author is still working so hard on typing on the Kixi festival. Isn't it reasonable for all the handsome guys and beautiful girls to support it? Please collect, recommend, 5-star praise, monthly tickets, and rewards. All data is fine. Thank you all handsome guys and beautiful girls. I wish you all a happy holiday and make a fortune every day. Chapter 25 Brother Xiao Fan. Hold your thigh. Xiao Fan did it as soon as he thought of it. He uploaded the soul refining technique directly to the chat group wall. Of course, Xiao Fan did not forget the soul condensing technique. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the soul condensing technique, a soul technique, and received 90,000 points. Group member Xiao Fan uploaded the soul refining technique, a soul technique, and received 5 million points. Xiao Fan had just finished uploading the technique when he received a reminder from the chat group, and the points were directly in place. I uploaded the primary earth level technique before, and it only received 20,000 points. According to the rule of increasing points for techniques of different levels, the heaven level technique is estimated to be around hundreds of thousands to 1 million points. This soul refining technique directly exchanged for 5 million points. Not bad, very good. Seeing the chat group's reminder and the points that arrived, Xiao Fan was immediately satisfied. After uploading the two techniques, Xiao Fan uploaded all the items in the Earth Violent Bear's lair, except for the ring, royal jelly, and fire spirit crystal, to the chat group to exchange for points. This wave exchanged more than 70,000 points, which was not bad. By the way, Xiao Fan also kept the gold coins in the ring. After all, when walking in the Dqi world, gold coins are still needed in many places. After Xiao Fan upgraded his cultivation last time, he still had 180,000 points left. He had exchanged just over 120,000 points for hunting monsters below level 5. And 700,000 points for hunting the level 6 high-level monster Earth Bear, adding the more than 70,000 points exchanged for the items in the Earth Bear's lair, and the 5.09 million points added up from the two exercises. Xiao Fan's total points have reached more than 6.16 million. Xiao Fan checked his total points and nodded slightly. Not bad, more than 6 million points. I can improve my strength a lot, immediately. Xiao Fan did not hesitate at all and directly chose to use the points to upgrade his cultivation. You use 1 million points to upgrade your cultivation to 2-starred Huang. You use 1 million points to upgrade your cultivation to 7-starred Huang. Insufficient points. Xiao Fan had already adapted to the chat group's prompts, and when he saw the prompt of insufficient points, he stopped directly. After his cultivation was improved, Xiao Fan checked his body and found that with the improvement of his cultivation, his physical strength was strengthened again, which was estimated to be comparable to the ultimate strength of the 7th level magic beast. After counting his gains, Xiao Fan immediately walked out of the Earth Violent Bear's lair. While walking, Xiao Fan once again immersed his consciousness in the chat group, but found that there were many more messages in the chat group. A small part of them was about praising Huang Rong's cooking skills and looking forward to enjoying the delicious bear paws cooked by Huang Rong. Another small part was a pure awkward chat group, and the largest part of the messages in the chat group were all about him. Yan Lingjai, oh my god, what kind of skills did Xiao Fan upload that was so powerful that it was exchanged for 5 million points? Shocked, Qian Renxu, 5 million points. This would have to directly exterminate the soul beasts of the Xingdu Great Forest. I wonder if it is enough. Worship, Zhu Yuanzhang, even if we empty the treasury, I'm afraid we may not be able to exchange so many points. Master Zhou has once again refreshed our cognition. He is really too strong. Yi Wen, I won't say anything. I will kowtow first. Kowtow, Huang Rong, I really envy Brother Xiao Fan. The speed of earning points is too fast. Envy, the all-knowing and all-powerful immortal, Taoist Xiao Fan is so lucky. The demons are resurrecting the world. Xiaoxiao is wavering in her heart, thinking about continuing to pretend to be a charlatan, and then thinking about simply confessing her identity and hugging Xiao Fan's thigh. It seems that two different villains are fighting, and it is difficult to tell the winner. Of course, the above is only part of the news that Xiao Fan saw. After reading the news from everyone, Xiao Fan couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly, and his mood was also quite happy. Xiao Fan, don't exaggerate, this little point hasn't allowed me to reach a higher level. Spreading hands, Yan Lingjai, at Xiao Fan, wow, Brother Xiao Fan is out, hug his thigh. Hug, Huang Rong, at Xiao Fan, I want to hug Brother Xiao Fan's thigh too. Hug, Qian Renxu, just asking. Can I hug Master Xiao's arm? Shy. Yi Wen, I dare not hug your thigh. I'm afraid that Master Xiao will kick me away. How about I kowtow again? Kowtow, Zhu Yuanzhang, Master Xiao, when you have time to come to my world, I will definitely have people prepare wine and food to entertain you. Invite. Xiao Fan, haha, are you all so enthusiastic? At Yan Lingjai, at Huangrong, come over here. There are just 2 thighs for you to hug. Laughing. Xiao Fan, at Qian Renxu, and Miss Qian Renxu, you can hug my arm too. Hehe. Xiao Fan, at Yi Wen, you are right. It is intolerable for a man to hug his thigh. Haha. Xiao Fan, at Zhu Yuanzhang, wait until I go to Ms. Qian Renxu's world tomorrow, and then I will go to your world the day after tomorrow. Remember to open the time travel authority and invite me then. Zhu Yuanzhang, at Xiao Fan, then it's settled. I look forward to meeting Master Xiao the day after tomorrow. Yan Lingjai, at Xiao Fan, brother Xiao Fan, if you invite me, I'll go right away. Shy. Huangrong, I didn't mean to hug someone's thighs, and I'm still making bear paws. Blushing. Xiao Fan, at Huangrong, by the way, how long will it take to make the bear paws? Huangrong, it may take a while. The meat of this kind of monster seems to be a little difficult to cook. Helpless. Xiao Fan, it may be a problem with the flames. I'll send you a special fuel. Huangrong's exclusive red envelope. What Xiao Fan sent to Huangrong was the fire spirit crystal he found in the lair of the earth violent bear. Originally, Xiao Fan was going to take it back for Xiao Yan to practice, but the quantity was not small, so it wouldn't hurt to take out a few pieces to steam bear paws. After Huangrong received the fire spirit crystal sent by Xiao Fan, she couldn't help but be surprised and couldn't help but send a message to Xiao Fan to ask, Huangrong, brother Xiao Fan, is this really fuel? It looks even more beautiful than jade. Xiao Fan, this is the fuel, just add it to the fire. Huangrong, okay. Huangrong agreed and immediately did what Xiao Fan said. After adding the fire spirit crystal, the speed of steaming the bear paws was indeed many times faster. Afterwards, Huangrong took out the steamed bear paws and cooked and seasoned them again, and soon the delicious bear paws were ready. Huangrong put all the cooked bear paws into several exquisite food boxes, and then sent them to Xiao Fan in the form of red envelopes. Wanji Chat Group, Chat Interface. Huangrong, at Xiao Fan, brother Xiao Fan, the bear paws are ready. Get the red envelope. Xiao Fan's exclusive red envelope. Yan Lingjai, at Xiao Fan, brother Xiao Fan, I want to eat bear paws too. Expectation. When Xiao Fan saw the red envelope sent by Huangrong, he immediately received it without hesitation. Before opening the food box, he could already smell the strong fragrance. Xiao Fan, at Huangrong, thank you. Huangrong's exclusive red envelope. Huangrong, brother Xiao Fan, what is this? Question. Xiao Fan, at Huangrong, you will know when you receive it. At Yan Lingji, do you want to come over to eat? Please collect, recommend, vote, give me a monthly ticket, give me 5-star praise, and give me all the data support. Thank you handsome guys and beautiful girls. I wish all the readers who support this book will make a fortune. In addition, the author's ability is limited and it is impossible to please all readers. If you think it is not good, just skip it and don't give a bad review. Please. Of course, if you find some mistakes, please point them out and I will try my best to correct them. Bo. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.